You're listening to the Bleacher Brothers Show, the most unique sports show in the world because these guys don't really know anything about sports.
We're back. Let's figure out if we can remember how to do all this. It's been a little while. It was a week off. Everybody said, hope you enjoy your vacation. Hope you have enjoyed your vacation. Yeah, right. There was no vacation. I could not stop with sports. I could not stop wanting to be on the air every single day. And we had a lot to do because we made a big move. And so we got some I got to figure out these camera issues here. We got multiple cameras going, but I got different screens in different spots. Same place, same crappy show. Just it's laid out all a little bit differently here. So, and we have the same crew. I mean, we've got Coach Tom reporting live tonight from Citizens Bank Park. What a lot of people don't know is Tom was picked up on waivers last night from the Phillies. Apparently, Nick Castellanos fell down and missed the floor. He couldn't even hit the friggin' floor, Nick Castellanos. So they released him. And you're getting this first, Bleacher Brothers, right here, an exclusive. Castellanos out, Chef Tom in for the Phillies tonight. He'll be starting in right field, and he'll be back in cleanup because apparently Bryce Harper, oh my goodness, we know Bryce Harper will be fine at the end of the season, but what a mess Bryce Harper is right now. I mean, he is just absolutely horrible. It's like watching Nick Castellanos hit up there. So anyway, welcome to the Bleacher Brothers Show on 102.9 The Game. I am so friggin' excited about this. Also, coming soon, I'm just going to say soon. All right, because I don't want to put a day or a time or a month or a year even that the RipTIde Media app will be launched and ready, because I hate to disappoint. I hate to, say something's going to get done and then have it not get done. But here's what I'm going to tell you about this RipTIde Media app. Apps take a long time to make. They're very difficult. They're very expensive. And I'm sure you can buy an app out of a box right now, right, Steven, these days? Isn't there somewhere where probably you go to Fiverr and for $5 or $12, you can get a dopey little app that does absolutely nothing? Here's a cool little thing that a lot of people don't know. And Bleacher Brothers, we don't have an app yet. It's on the list. We'll get there. But what you can do is you have an iPhone. I don't know if this will work on an Android. I should try it. I got an Android sitting here. But you just bookmark it to save on your screen, and then boom, it pops up. It's like having an app. And that's how I look at Bleacher Brothers all the time and all the content that's on there. But this RipTIde app, these apps take a long time to put together, especially when it's legit, it's first class, it's not out of a box, and it's got all kinds of features. These guys are doing it in record-breaking time. So the app is coming soon. The RipTIde website is coming soon. And for those of you who have not noticed yet, man, the lineup is filling up. All right, I got to go from camera to camera here. This is going to be a real pain because I only get the makeup face. This is not my good side right here. And then I didn't clean the shelf behind me. So it is what it is. Unless, let's see. We're working through here, guys. I changed that instead. I didn't want to change that instead. Now we got to go all the way back around. See, I told you, same crappy show that's always been here, just it's in a new location right now. The lineup is insane, obviously. So, there's a lot of questions, and people are asking me, and they're messaging me, and they're saying, hey, what's going on with TBSN and where you guys used to be, and what's up with the app? And we saw that somebody posted out a sort of a cryptic message that there was a mutiny, and, don't believe anything that you read anywhere, okay? There was no mutiny. There was no anything like that. But it wasn't a good situation for anyone. I'm going to speak for us on our team. It just wasn't a good situation. Apparently, there were other people in the same boat, and they felt like it wasn't a good situation. So no one signed up, including Brian Bruneau, who is the who was a big-time investor in the Bruno Network. No one signed up for any of this. We wanted to be part of something great. That wasn't great, and it was not going to become great at all, period. And, there was no mutiny. Without putting too much out there, the namesake resigned. And I'm just going to leave it at that, okay? Again, don't believe what people say when they're looking for sympathy or they're looking for attention or whatever the hell else they're looking for. So we were like, okay, let's build something great because Brian does really great things. I've done a couple of so-so things in my life. Steven is an absolute monster. I mean, this guy... Steven, at what point is it where you actually wake up? And I'm not talking about when you set your alarm and get out of bed. But what time can you actually say, okay, I'm awake now? Is it 2 p.m., 3 p.m.? I'm talking West Coast time. Yes, and we are producing. So that is what is going on here, is that we got, let me get my scroller ready here. Scroller, now, here's one technical issue I will address ahead of time. We worked this out last night. Steven and Chef Tom and myself, we worked late on a Sunday night, getting everything technically perfect, including the phones, and we went back and forth with George, who's absolutely phenomenal from Backbone Radio. They supply everything and anything as far as broadcasting. They supply it to the small guys. They supply it to the big corporations. But that's who our phone system is through, is George. And George is out in Vegas. He's in Las Vegas, and he was nice enough to get on the phone, not once, but twice, but 3 times with us, work it all out. Tested perfectly last night. Then today, Toby's show came on at noon, which if you missed it, go back and watch the replay. You can see it on Facebook. You can see it on X. You can see it on YouTube. He did a back to the dugout. It was basically an MLB roundup of the weekend, and he looked at the current standings and kind of broke the teams down and why they are where they're at. Fantastic show. For this kid's first show all by himself, it was absolutely phenomenal. So anyway, Toby took a phone call, and we could hear the phone call. Toby could hear the phone call, but it wasn't going out over the air. So we're gonna try to get this thing working tonight. Maybe trial and error. You may call in. We may hear you. The audience may not. We may push some buttons. I may even throw shit across the room here and smash it against the walls. And sometimes that works. I had a printer one time. I lived on the 18th floor in the projects up in Staten Island, and my printer wasn't working. I opened up the window, launched it out, got to the bottom, smashed all over the place, and then like 20 minutes later, somebody knocked on my door. I was like, yeah. And they said, hey, these things printed down there on the sidewalk for you. I was like, okay, cool. That's what I was looking for. So maybe that's what we got to do with the phone system or the microphones or something here. But we'll get that all lined up. We got a really jam-packed show for you tonight, and we're going 3 hours now. So we're like Joe Q will have to handicap us because we're like a racehorse that used to go for 5 furlongs or 6 furlongs. And now we're stretching out to a mile. And I like to bet on those racehorses. And we're first-time LASIKs. We LASIK'd up Chef Tom, before the show, so he'll be running to the bathroom constantly to urinate. But first-time LASIKs. We got blinkers on Steven, and we're stretching out to a mile tonight. So we'll see how all that goes. We got it, Steven. That's the whole part of the making it funny is the surprise. But now everyone knows it's coming, so it might not even be able to come anymore now. So, but anyway, so the lineup on RipTIde Media Network and 102.9, the game. You can download the 102.9 app right now. It's available. You got Pete Shepard kicking it off. You got Martinez and Defoe. It's unscripted, undercover, unscrupulous. I forget the exact because it's things have been kicked around, but these guys are coming up. I believe they're kicking off Monday, and I may be having lunch with the legendary Jeff DeForest tomorrow. And you know where we're going to go, right, Steven? That's it. We're going to go to Beta Mia. And if Jeff wants to go at a time where they're not open yet, I may have to call down there and say, hey, remember me? Open the doors, and they'll open the doors for us. That'd be kind of cool. And then me and Jeff will have a nice romantic lunch over some pasta fazool. But you got Jeff and Angel coming up, I believe, starting Monday, right after Pete Shepard. And then the spot at noon is a revolving sort of show spot right now. Every Monday, Toby's going to be doing Back to the Dugout. Like I said, phenomenal show today. Really great job from this kid. He knows his stuff and his, I don't know if you would call it stage presence, but just everything today. For the first show, doing it solo with no co-host, nobody else coming on. He did a phenomenal job. So you got Toby. There will be Gerald White coming on in that time slot every Wednesday with White Noise. This is an interview show. I have been involved in some of Gerald's pre-tape stuff in the past. Phenomenal. I mean, you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll be entertained, and this is great. If you're on the East Coast, you take this out, you go sit on the bench, you eat your bologna sandwich that's in the brown bag, and you listen to White Noise. If you're on the West Coast, you just, you're on your way out the door to go to work. And if you're in California, if you're in LA or San Francisco, you're going to sit in traffic for 2 hours to get to where you're going. Spend an hour with Gerald, White Noise. You're going to love it. Coach Gene, and I'm just giving you what's absolutely locked right now, but there's more to come. And unlike other places or previous homes, and more to come, but yet nothing comes except nonsense and BS. Yeah, it's coming. We're just not ready to announce it yet. But I mean, next week we're filling in the holes that are in the schedule here. But anyway, Coach Gene, and this was a surprise to me. I didn't realize that we spoke last week, and I know that Gene spoke with Pete, and he spoke with Brian, and I didn't think Gene would move that fast. And boom, Gene was on today at 4:00. He did 4 to 6. So he's going to be our lead-in, which is absolutely phenomenal. Breaking news. I got breaking news right here. This just came across the wire. I got an image. The Democrats they've taken Joe Biden off the ticket, and they have a picture of his who's going to replace him. And it's not, everybody thought Gavin Newsom, but it's not. It's Chef Tom, and Kamala Harris will be, that's the ticket right there. How could you not vote for Chef Tom and Kamala Harris? I mean, Democrat, Republican, Independent, Communist, that doesn't make a difference. If you got Chef Tom and Kamala, How could you possibly go wrong? Then you got us every night now. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Don't get carried away with you. Every night. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 6 to 9 live. Friday night, you'll get a best of or a rerun from the best show or the best interviews of the week. And then at least this week, immediately following the Bleacher Brothers Show, the La Stella Report. So this is a good thing that we're filling all these time slots up. And La Stella Report, Robbie getting his own show now. But, now we lost the whole segment. That's a segment that I usually sleep through or go get some Cheerios or something, because Robbie just gets up there and starts talking about, I don't know, NIL and NCAA and whatnot. But Robbie and Toby and Christian, they filled in. They did a couple of shows last week. They just streamed out. They were great shows. Robbie's working on some big stuff. Robbie broke a big story yesterday about, let's see. He tweeted out, because Robbie has sources. We have sources. Robbie tweeted out some big news about the FAU basketball coaching staff for this upcoming season. And he wrote an article, but being the fine, upstanding, legitimate journalist that you can trust, Robbie said, look, I don't feel like me putting the article out today would be benefiting FAU at all, so I'm going to hold it. So apparently some other douche put it out today before FAU got to okay it. So now Robbie's article will drop tonight because the cat's already out of the bag. So I'm not sure who the other douche was, but I'm sure Robbie will come on tonight at 9 o'clock. And he's got Toby. Toby's doing a day-night doubleheader, 12 o'clock this afternoon on his baseball show, and then he's going to be sitting in with Robbie tonight, and they're going to be talking about the FAU spring game, which just ended. They got an FAU baseball update. They're going to talk some Masters, Tom. So after you get done here, maybe you and Kamala can tune in over there, because they're going to do some Master talk. Maybe you can get in the chat or call in if the phone lines work and spend some time with them. And then what else? There's some college football shows that are in the works. There's a lot. That's all probably. I've probably already. I'm surprised. Rob, the attorney's not blowing my phone up right. Let me check and see if he is. Okay, turn your mic off now. That was 19 minutes ago. Were we even on 19 minutes ago? Anyway, so some news that did come out today. Oh, excuse me. Some MLB news. I guess this is MLB news. It would be considered. It is Yankee news. Do I have Yankees over here? Let's see. Everything is moved around. I do. Yankee news, and you can get this on BleacherBrothers.com. That's where I first saw it, and then Steven brought it to my attention a few minutes later. But John Sterling has called a press conference for tomorrow. Is that correct, Steven?
Start spreading the news.
And the press conference indicates that he may be considering retirement, according to multiple reports. Okay? Now, John Sterling. Is John Sterling a name that everyone around the country knows who John Sterling is? Or is this just new Northeast and Yankee fans and whatnot? You're not getting that, Tom. It's just not, it's not looking natural, buddy. I see what you're doing. All right? It's not looking natural. If you don't know who I don't have to turn that off, do I? If you're not familiar with John Sterling, the longtime Yankee announcer, he's been with the, let's see, Sterling told The Athletic of his plan, but declined. Maybe, I wonder if he told Coach Gene. We'll have to find out from Gene. Gene's part of The Athletic. But declined to confirm rumors of his retirement. The outlet reported that Yankees officials and WFAN employees believe Sterling, 85, has decided to retire due to issues concerning his health. How about that? Just that he's 85. Yeah, and he was with the Braves. He did basketball. So here's and if you're not familiar with John Sterling, let's give you a piece of his work so you can see what makes John Sterling. Initially, I thought it was really cool, John Sterling. The whole shtick kind of wore old on me, but here's John Sterling with one of his famous calls. This is from the 1996, I believe, Baltimore Orioles, possibly. and New York Yankee playoff series.
Swung on, and there it goes to deep right. It is high, it is far, it is gone. Upper deck, ball game over. Bernie goes boom. Burn, baby, burn. Swung on, and there it goes to deep right. It is high, it is far.
So he's just got these. I gotta turn it off. He's just got these over-the-top home run calls. We're going to have a press conference to do everything on Friday, said Sterling, whose next scheduled game to call is also Friday at Yankee Stadium against Tampa Bay Rays. I'm assuming that John, because I don't get their Yankee radio feeds, I don't get to listen to them very often anymore, because truthfully, John just sort of wore me out over the years with these calls, and Susan Waldman I find absolutely unlistenable. And that's so bad because I'll listen to any baseball. I'll listen to the A's against the Royals on the radio, but I have trouble listening to the Yankees. If Sterling decides to retire, he would do so immediately, according to The Athletic. Oh, we got to get Gene to verify this. With 37-year-old Justin Shackle, if I'm saying that right, and 24-year-old Emmanuel. Why does he need two guys to take his place? Sterling's been calling Yankee games since 1989. So, John Sterling, legend, Yankee Stadium. I don't know. Does he go down with Robert Merrill? Does he go down with who was the famous announcer? Not the announcer. Robert Merrill was the PA announcer. And then who was the guy who played the piano, the organ? Give me some Yankee Stadium organ music, Stephen, but you can hold off on that for a minute. All right, because what we need to do first is we need to get an update, Stephen. Now, Stephen, you were offering last week because you miss doing the updates every night, and people miss getting them every night. So I know that on Robbie's show last week, I saw that he put out that you were offering for $1.99 a night. You would call people at their home and just give them a real quick sports update. Is that accurate? Oh, on nights that we're off, you can do that. Okay, well, we are going to go to, and again, everything is new now because we are bigger, better, stronger, broadcasting to way more people and way more destinations. We're going to go to Stephen Luker for his Luker Live sports update. And now hold on, Stephen, because you got some music here too. I'll get these cameras straightened out, so get off my case, people, all right? Luker Live update music. Now, it should be easy tonight because there's no NBA action tonight. But, Stephen, here's your new music, buddy. You haven't heard it yet. What's going on?
All right, we have a final in MLB today. The Cleveland Guardians beat the Boston Red Sox 6-0. And then on this day in history, 1947, Jackie Robinson played his first Major League Baseball game for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Previously, he had only appeared in an exhibition game. And that is your sports update.
Holy cow, Steven. You still got like 2 minutes and 47 seconds left on the music.
There's no lot of action yet right now.
What's coming up? There's no basketball action, correct?
So coming up, we have the
Who won the Masters? Can you tell us who won the Masters? Any sort of something like that?
All right, coming up in the MLB, we have...
Now, Steven, you're out of your frame, buddy. You got to get in your frame. All right.
All right, coming up in the Major League Baseball, we got the Twins facing the Baltimore Orioles at 3:35, 6:35 Eastern Time, 6:40 Eastern Time. Rangers are going to face the Detroit Tigers. The Colorado Rockies are going to face the Philadelphia Phillies. The San Francisco Giants are going to face the Miami Marlins at 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time. At 6:50 Eastern Time, we have the Angels in Tampa Bay. At 4:00.
All right, so hey, let's work through this. All right, so when it's a short one like that one that you just had. Mm-hmm. Maybe so, especially on a Monday. So yesterday, Chase Elliott got his first NASCAR win of the season when he won the whatever the heck it was 1200 yesterday. Okay, and then in the Masters, Tiger Woods did absolutely horrible, but he felt really good about himself, and he got a ribbon for showing up. And the person who won was Shooter McGavin. And then, things like that, just, things that had happened. We don't need to, we'll know what's coming up because you'll be updating us in the next hour with all the early games, right?
Right.
Yeah, but great job, man. We're working through this.
Yes, we are.
So, let's, do I go to no, you know what? Let's go right to the big man himself here for a second. And then we're going to go to a break. Oh crap! Hold on. I gotta. There's all new equipment. You come over here to this 102.9, and they make you get all new equipment, and it's terrible. They act like it's like, okay, you're gonna need a new this and a new that, and you need to not do certain things that you normally do. And anyway, Angel Martinez, the co-host of. It's Martinez and Defoe Undercover?
Unscripted.
Unscripted. I was confused. I said unscrupulous. I said unscripted.
Yeah, I heard.
Okay. I didn't know. That's what it was. You could have been, any show could have been called Unscrupulous a month or so ago, but, on the Unscrupulous Sports Network, we have yada, 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 yada. But anyway, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm good. By the way, I don't make anybody buy anything that they don't have to buy. Let's get that one straight.
Everyone knows not to take me serious.
Yeah. But first of all, I got a complaint. Number one. Here's my first complaint. My first complaint is, I love the intro that you normally have. Where's that music?
Ready to roll?
What?
What, the one ready to roll?
Yeah.
We just thought maybe it's been long enough, and new day, new
okay, all right,
new everything. Maybe we just get rid of it and move on to something else. I don't know. Maybe we'll go back to it. Who knows?
All right. The other thing is Luker. When did he grow this? See what happens when you guys are gone for a week. All of a sudden, Luker changes, and then you got Chef Tom who's killing me. He's in the woods somewhere, headless, just floating around. You guys there's a lot going on.
Tom got a really cool green screen shirt. So he puts that on in front of his green screen behind him.
Yeah.
And Tom's up to, Tom keeps us entertained behind the scenes.
He does.
So when the show's lagging, we don't care what you're hearing out there because we got Tom taking care of us over here. So, It's all good. Hey, I see your Sixers hat, and I'm going to talk to you about that. We're going to go to Jerry Diorio here in a minute or so. Mm-hmm. But we're going to talk Sixers. Also, NBA. Did you see that the NBA set an all-time... Where the heck is it? I just had it right here on BleacherBrothers.com. But NBA broke their all-time attendance record. NBA sets all-time regular season attendance record. Whoever says that the NBA is not live and well, apparently...
Is that a made-up story?
If it's on BleacherBrothers.com, it absolutely, positively, probably is. But no, I'm just kidding. It didn't come from us. It came from The Wire. So,
I'm finding that hard to believe just because of how people are complaining. If you guys have not seen out there on Instagram and everywhere else, where they're talking about how the referees are just taking a blind eye to walking, double dribble, all kinds of neat stuff that normally used to be called before, but I don't know because they want to speed up the game. If that's a case where they just decide, you know what? We're not going to call it a walk anymore. We're going to call it a double dribble anymore. We're going to call all these things traveling. They've done it 3 times in the entire NBA season. So I guess they did call it. They just didn't call it enough as much. Because the last time I checked, when you grabbed the basketball and you were coming up the court, and you did 1, 2, that third one, either you're passing, you're laying up, whatever you're doing. But no, now we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6, 7, and 8. And then we go ahead and try and make our basket.
Yeah, Angel, the NBA, everyone's been screaming that the NBA is fixed for years now. The NBA has never been so scripted or fixed as it was this year.
Yeah.
You know that I follow it. You know that I actually have some skills when it comes to betting it. And, every pattern, every trend, everything that has worked for decades, completely out the window. Every night you look and you say, oh my goodness, Boston is playing Charlotte, and then Boston loses by 30 points. Or Golden State is completely done. They're horrible, and then they run off, 12 in a row. It's fixed. But I have the hope that now that the postseason is starting, the fixes are not going to be in so much, because this is where, if you trail me and you trail my picks, this is where we make bank. This is where we pay for the swimming pool that you're going to put in your backyard. This is where we pay for the kids' tuition next year. This is where we pay for the summer vacations. We did it last year. We're going to do it again this year. So that's the plan. Let's do this. Let's take a quick commercial timeout. When we come back, Angel, myself, and Jerry Diorio. I hope I'm saying it right there, Jerry Diorio. But we'll get him on, and he'll let me know. Jerry, played in the NFL, played professional football in Italy, played for University of Michigan. Jerry's joining the Bleacher Brothers 102.9 RipTIde Media Family. I can't wait to see his show, because I can't wait to see his show once college football starts. Mm-hmm. Because these guys, they look, and they don't just break down. You watch film and say, oh, look, that just happened. No, these guys tell you why it happened, how it happened, and they can tell you ahead of time what's going to happen next. So we're going to get locked in on some college football betting. But everybody stay where you are. Go take a leak, fill your drink up, pull over the car, get some gas. We will be right back with more of the Bleacher Brothers Show after these words.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding.
Whoa!
Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woo-hoo. Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding.
Whoa!
Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
This is the story
Nobody but about me. Why you got to give me a fight? Can't you just let it be? I'm alright. Don't nobody.
We are back. You're watching and listening to the Bleacher Brothers Show. Our maiden voyage on 102.9 The Game, RipTIde Media Network, and you are well, you know where the hell you're watching us because you either logged into YouTube or Twitch or X or wherever the heck you are. But this is exciting. So, Jerry, how are you, my friend?
Doing great, AJ. Looking forward to working with you and being on Bleacher Brothers.
Likewise. We are looking forward to working with you as well. So Jerry, let's start with the show. Tell us about the show. Tell us what you do, how long you've been doing it. I gave a little bit of your background. Let me know if I'm leaving anything out, but you played for Michigan in '83, correct?
Yep. Yes.
All right. Played pro ball in Italy. Played for a little bit in Detroit. You did some coaching, and now you're an analyst.
Yeah, I retired from teaching and coaching last year and pursued Maize the Blue review with Denny Fithian and Jim Scarcelli was one of the guys that got me involved with it, and we tackled Michigan football last year, and it was a great success. What a great year to start off my campaign and as an analyst, and it was just a great time, exciting year, and just fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that it's so much more fun to do it when they're winning.
Absolutely.
Than it is if they were losing.
What a magical year for the Michigan Wolverines last year. It was great. Ups and downs all over the place. A lot of juggling and a lot of flexibility. When all this stuff went down with Coach Harbaugh, it was touch and go. And
a lot to talk about when you have a show, I'm sure.
And a lot to educate yourself on. You don't want to go on air and not know what was going on with the whole situation. But I think we did a pretty good job analyzing it, being objective, and putting the facts out there. I mean, we put out the fact that the rule was, I think it was 11.3.611 or something like that. And we read it, and we showed the rule and where we thought Michigan didn't do anything wrong. And so Connor Stoggins did nothing wrong.
So not only with this show, Angel, this is great. Not only with the show will you get Michigan football coverage, you'll get an analysis of the Big Ten. But if you have legal problems, you get pulled over with no driver's license.
I ain't put myself out there for that one, AJ. Forget about that.
Call for legal advice. They got the
Forget
law
about
book.
it, AJ. That ain't gonna
Look
happen.
it up. Yeah, right here. 2-2. It was.
No, forget about it.
That's what we do. We goof and clown. That's our show.
You gotta have fun, AJ. You gotta have fun.
Exactly, man. At some point, you have to have fun, and this is where I have my fun. The rest of my day, you probably don't want to be around me. I'm like I was telling my wife, I said, Curb Your Enthusiasm, they just wrapped that show up 2 weeks ago after being on for 2 decades, but yet somehow I'm still a walking, living Larry David's life, like conversations and everything that happens to me. And I don't know. That's, some people are destined, and that's me. But all right. So, and you're going to be hooking up, I believe, this weekend, right? With our Robbie LaStella?
Yes. Robbie's going to meet me down there for the spring game. I'm going to try to take him around a little bit and show him the stadium, show him campus a little bit, and introduce him to some people I work with, and looking forward to taking Robbie around in Ann Arbor. It's going to be a great weekend. Michigan's coming off the national championship. A lot of question marks with this team, but I think when you look at personnel-wise, Michigan might be better on defense next year, if you can believe that. And they've got a lot of great personnel coming back up front, loaded with talent with Mason Graham and the big fella Grant. Oh, gosh, I'm losing his name right now. Kid who ran down the Penn State running back last year.
Okay.
They're going to be really good up front. They got the transfer in from Maryland, the linebacker, and he's been dominant this spring from what I'm understanding. The DBs, you've got the best cornerback, in my opinion, in college football with Will Johnson. So, and you got great edge players, and they're deep. And so, that's what we're going to try to give you with this show, AJ. We're going to try to give you a background of all the teams. One of the first things we're going to talk about is some of the spring games, and we've got some good film on Ohio. We're going to look at Ohio State. We've got some film on Penn State we're going to look at, and hopefully we're going to have some Michigan film after this week. But exciting to see. We're going to take a look at the spring games and give you some insight on what they're trying to do offensively and defensively from my perspective.
I mean, it sounds like for any college football fan, and especially a Big Ten fan, this is a non-miss, no-brainer. They're going to be tuning in and week out, show in and show out. Now we're going to do Tuesdays, Thursdays. There's moving parts to this, and we tried because Jerry was anxious and we were anxious. We tried to fire it up for tomorrow, but we put our heads together and said, look, let's iron it out and cross the T's and dot the I's. So, hopefully next week, could be the week after. Next week seems almost perfect. Robbie coming back, the Michigan spring game just ending. Guys, break it down. But if it's ready and everything's, all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, we'll go. Am I right?
Absolutely. Got to look at Ohio State this week on video on the Fox News or on Fox Sports, and look very good. They've got some good talent coming back. They Ibuki at wide receiver. They're missing their quarterback. I think that was a huge loss for them. Offensive line looked a little shaky against those two defensive ends that Michigan that Ohio State has. So we're going to take a look at all these different things, and hopefully we're going to give some people insight that make some money.
That's what we like. That is absolutely what we like. But remember, you got to be 21 years or older, and if you have a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hang on for a second, because usually when you go to these websites, right? It's never verified. All they do is, are you 21? You just click yes.
Oh no. These sports books are annoyingly verified.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure.
You have to send in pictures of your ID and some people have told me, because we have a lot of people signing up through our affiliate links right now. We get great promos, the Bleacher Bet promos with Bet365 especially. As we sorted through them all, the ones that have come back the best reviewed are Bet365, Caesars. A lot of people don't have this Caesars Sportsbook app, and that surprises me because it's been around for years. You got the Peyton and Eli plug in the thing. You got, what's his name? Leon Black from Curb Your Enthusiasm. JB Smooth did the commercials for a long time. But yeah, a lot of people don't have it, but they're getting it now. So anyway, Bet365, Caesars, and BetMGM it's all the feedback that's coming back to me, or these are the best ones. So FanDuel didn't score very high, surprisingly. I don't know why, but I would assume that anybody and their brother, aren't kids born with, like, when they're born now, they get issued a Social Security card and a FanDuel app? I think everybody already has it. So, it's
it seems that way.
Yeah. Oh, do you dabble in? Do you play around on any of the games or action, Jerry?
No, I try to stay away. If I'm around the casinos or something like that, I'll put a bet down on some teams. But try to stay away from it as much as possible. I gave some good insight last year, though. We were lucky enough to have Michigan in the last 6 games. They covered beautifully. All those last 6 games. It was a beautiful run. So
now, how long have you been associated with football, playing football? How did you get into football? And after all these years, how are you still so passionate about football?
Well, first of all, let me tell you why I'm so passionate about football. I think it's the best game out there. I think it teaches young men discipline, dedication, giving up things, being part of something bigger than yourself. And so I think football teaches you life lessons that you're not going to learn everywhere else. I mean, when you're out there in 100-degree weather in the summertime, going through 2-a-days, and you see high school kids out there going to the beach still and going to amusement parks, and you're playing football, and that it takes a special person, it takes a special breed. And it's been a great sport for me. It's given me a lot of opportunities. I'm still sponging off football at 62 years old. So doggone well, I love the game, and very grateful for all that it's given me. And I've been very blessed. I started playing when I was 9 years old, AJ. Way back in Boardman, Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio. Outside of Youngstown, Ohio, I played for the Boardman Little Spartans. And went from there. I went to St. Charles, and then started my actual football career probably at Cardinal Mooney High School, where I was playing under legendary head football coach Don Butchie, and our defensive coordinator at Cardinal Mooney was a guy by the name of Ron Stoops. And you probably heard that name. Yes, he is the father of Ron Stoops Jr., Bobby Stoops at Arlington right now, at former coach at Oklahoma. Mike Stoops, who him and I ran around a lot together, and Mark Stoops, who's at Kentucky now, currently. So, in fact, we went down and saw a Kentucky-Georgia game this year, hanging out with the Stoops brothers. From there, I went to the University of Michigan, played 4 years, played in 48 straight, went to Denver, made it to the last cut, went overseas to Italy and played in European football. And that was a great learning experience for me. And then at the age of 38, I started coaching and teaching, and been coaching and teaching until last year, and now retired and doing my analyst stuff.
What were you teaching?
I was teaching social studies, social studies, economics, government, world history, U.S. history, the whole gamut.
Man, think of the social studies teachers 20, 30 years from now, all the new material that is going to be unbelievable that they're going to have to teach about. It's like, wait a minute, you're making this up. I saw that Jack Bauer 24 show. No, kid, this actually happened. All right, this is real. This is not Jason Bourne or anything like that. You're also in the Michigan High School Hall of Fame. Is that correct?
I don't know if I'm in the Michigan High School Hall of Fame yet. I don't believe I am. I'm at the Cardinal Mooney Hall of Fame, which was a great honor for me. I mean, I'm in there with guys like Ed DeBartolo Jr., Ray Boom Boom Mancini, the Stoops brothers, the Pelini brothers, Ed Moransky. So that was a great thrill for me. As far as Michigan Hall of Fame, I'm not in there yet. And I don't. It would be a great honor if I did. I don't know if I'll ever get that honor. There's some great people that have been in that Hall of Fame, that are in that Hall of Fame.
Well, after appearing on our show tonight, they may put you in the Hall of Shame in Michigan, or who knows? Maybe it's the International Hall of Shame. Who knows? No, I'm just kidding. Your best on the chat line that we have here. Somebody wants to know what was the best call that you had last year against the spread? Do you remember? Any games stick out to you where you guys picked one?
Well, we called all 6 at the end last year, and Ohio State was a good one. That was a nail biter. Alabama was a great one because it went into overtime. We got the touchdown to get the spread there. That was a good one. But we were pretty much on Michigan the whole way, and starting in Happy Valley and ran the gamut.
So I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something about Angel here. Angel just, I can say this, right? This is already out there. What your gig, Angel?
For Orlando? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Angel just landed the gig for it's the Spanish broadcast, correct?
Correct.
The Orlando Predators season getting ready to kick off here shortly, I would imagine, right, Angel?
We are less than about 2 weeks and a couple of days. April 28th will be the kickoff, which will be the Hall of Fame game. So they will be playing the Raleigh Firebirds to kick off the season, and then the following week they'll be home on Cinco de Mayo, and that's will be the first Spanish broadcast.
So you're not broadcasting the away games?
As of right now, unless they change something that I don't know about, I don't believe so. But we're still talking to try and get other things sorted out too, because there also might be a simulcast with Telemundo. So there's still other things that need to be worked out as the team are practicing and all that good fun stuff. So yeah, so it could be a possibility. They might put me in the baggage department, like under the plane, to make sure I can get there so they can save a lot of money.
Now, you know that my brain sometimes works really fast and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
But you get on Telemundo doing these games, you have to get us on Is that show Caliente? Is that still on?
Caliente?
Yeah, Caliente.
Off and on-ish. But yeah, that's a great show.
Yeah. We need to get guest appearances on that show, Caliente. Have you ever seen that, Jerry?
Never seen that one. No, I haven't seen that. No.
It's a Spanish Telemundo, Spanish network, and it's just a bunch of the most beautiful Spanish chicks you've ever seen in your life dancing around the bikinis for 30 minutes. That's
maybe that's the show I watch sometimes when I don't understand the language. Yeah, okay.
There you go. Yeah, Jerry watched it.
Yeah.
And I think that Jerry can. So Jerry uses a teleprompter. They use all of these different, all this different equipment, so they can maybe break down some of these Predator games, and then B, maybe break down an episode of Telemundo and say, all right, so this one danced over here. But I don't know. I don't want to put him on the spot. If he doesn't want to do it, I will gladly.
I got a wife that I have to go answer to after this. So thanks for that.
So do I, but I told her my show didn't start till 7 tonight. Okay. So she's not listening yet. But so tell us about how you break everything down with the equipment, what you do, and just what's making everybody glued to watching you guys.
Okay, so what we're doing is we're basically getting film from wherever. I mean, we've gotten a couple of different sources that we've gotten film from, and we download it into Quick Cut, and a lot of the film is on the internet, so we're not violating anything that way. We download it on Quick Cut, and if you're out there listening and have anything to do with high school football, you've heard of Huddle probably. Quick Cut is kind of their competitor, and what Quick Cut allows us to do is to download the video into the vehicle, and then draw lines, draw blocks, highlight personnel, do those types of things, show where holes open up, show why this team was this good and this team had a problem with this team and that sort of thing. So we do a lot with the teleprompter in showing weaknesses and strengths of teams, and that's what we do with our quick cut. We're downloading and highlighting some of the highlights.
Tell me about. I got a question here for you. Benton Harbor. So Benton Harbor was not a good team, correct?
I think they won 4 games in 8 years.
Wow.
And then what happened? You took over as the head coach?
I came in with a young man by the name of Elliot Uselak, who I think is hitting his 83rd birthday sometime this year. And when he did it, he was probably in his mid-70s. Elliot was my coach at Michigan. He was a offensive line coach at Michigan. He also was the offensive line coach at Colorado, head coach at Western Michigan, head coach at Navy. And Elliot at the time was retired, but he was the head coach at St. Joe before that. And him and I have had a great relationship ever since. And he brought me in as the defense coordinator for Benton Harbor. And I was also the vice principal at Benton Harbor. And Benton Harbor, I believe, was somewhere in the neighborhood of $19 million in the hole from the state, and the state was going to take it over, and this, that, and the other thing. And we came in our first year, we went to the playoffs with a 6-4 record, and a 6-5 record. Won a playoff game, and actually got sent to Disney World by ABC as kind of the feel-good story of the year. And it was a great experience. Our first year, we went 6-5, made it to the playoffs. Next year, we were unbeaten, and we went to the playoffs 3 years in a row. And it was a great experience. Loved working with that community. Fantastic.
That's awesome. So, all right. So we're gonna powwow tomorrow. We're gonna get our T's and I's all taken care of, and then we're gonna get you guys up and running here because we're excited because unlike a lot of the shows that we're launching, Angel, they're new shows. He's not doing a new show. He's an all pro at this. So this is pretty exciting to me.
I know. I'm waiting for just what Jerry's passion as he's been on for the past half hour with us. I think I can't wait to see how they end up doing it. Of course, you know what's going to happen, Jerry. Now that you mentioned Quick Cut, now you're going to have all these people saying, "Okay, I'm going to watch what Jerry does, and I'm going to do exactly what he does, and then try to start it up." So I'm just throwing it out there.
It's like pizza. You can.
Angel, so.
It's like pizza. You can imitate it, but you can't duplicate it. You know what I mean?
Sure can't. Sure can.
Oh. So
that's going to be great.
So Jerry Diorio, I'm saying it correct, right?
Jerry Diorio, very good. Excellent.
All right, cool. Jerry Diorio. Stay tuned to Bleacher Brothers website. Listen to our shows. Listen to the channel. We'll let you know when the official launch is, but it will be quickly and soon. This is not a tune back in for the fall. No, we're going to start breaking all this down now. Hey, quick question. For the spring game this week coming up in Michigan, what is the fan turnout normally like for a spring game there?
Normally it's around 30 to 40,000 normally. This year, I'm betting on the over at 60,000.
The first lock right there out of Jerry. Bet over 60,000 on. We'll see where the number comes in, but he's expecting 60.
Ohio State, I believe, had 80,000 this week at their spring game. So I think over 60,000 is the call.
Wow, FAU had like 17 people at their game the other day. Seriously, Robbie, I saw the pictures. They were out there covering it. They sent pictures over to me, and then Robbie made a post. Great turnout at the spring game. I thought it was an empty stadium. I didn't even realize they opened the gates. That's what it looked like. It's such
I was at the FAU spring game last year, and it was pretty. It was about 15,000, I would say there.
Nowhere close to that this past week.
No?
I wasn't there, but I get the pictures. I mean, it looked like an empty stadium.
Michigan stole one off of FAU just recently, didn't we?
Yes. You did steal one off FAU recently, yes.
I don't know if it's theft, but I mean, we got a good one. We're excited about him. We think he's gonna help turn the program around with Michigan basketball. We're real excited about his coming in.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Robbie's got a good relationship with him, and Robbie is really, really, really hoping to get 5 or 10 minutes with him this week when he's coming up there. So that's what we're angling for, because it'll be a big deal for Robbie. It'll be a big deal for us, but Robbie being the first sort of FAU beat writer to be able to sit down with Dusty since he left. So it's pretty cool. But all right, Jerry, we look forward to having you on. We can't wait to launch, and I will circle back with you tomorrow, all right?
Fantastic. AJ, Angel, great working with you.
Same here, Jerry. Can't wait.
Likewise. All right, we're going to take a quick pause. We'll be right back with Angel, myself, more. We got Gerald White coming up shortly. Everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Don't ever let me be. I only wanna be by your side. Please don't ever let me be. I only wanna be by your side. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing, yeah. Oh yeah, you really got me now. Got me so I can sleep at night. You really got me. You really got me. You really got me. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know where I'm going, yeah. Oh yeah, you really got me now. Got me so I can't sleep at night. You really got me. You really got me. You really got me.
So I'm sitting here thinking, Angel.
Yes.
All right. Did I program this thing so that the banner automatically comes up somehow, and I didn't know what I did? But then I forgot. I have an extraordinaire producer here, Stephen Luker, who's on the banners for me, and the new Defo unscripted card is out. Have you seen this? The new show card? I got to pull this up. I don't think you've seen this before.
I don't think so.
And I don't know if you're going to be really happy about it, but
well, that's an instant classic.
yeah,
that's a good one.
And look here, the head is moving. It's like a bobblehead with there you go.
There you go.
Huh?
Jesus.
Yeah, he keeps us laughing, buddy. All right, Tom, you can go take your squirt now. Appreciate that. He had that up during the interview with Jerry, but I don't want to bring that on with Jerry. So I said, oh, that was too funny. Then this is what I look at. He's been in so many different, we got him on Kim Kardashian's body in a bikini with his head and all sorts of.
I just sent him a message while we went on the break, and I told him he's killing me with the green shirt. But that was good. Still, the one that makes me laugh is him floating around, just his head in the woods, where it looks like some headless guy just floating around out there, just waiting for someone to be out there. There you go. He's starting to change it up now.
Yeah. No, he's out of. We could do a whole show. Can we program a show like midnight to 2 a.m. of just Tom doing this during the show?
Sure. Yeah, that'll work. He's almost there.
Good. So I've never seen this before. Why is our OBS up at the top where it's giving me the time? It says end broadcast next to it. It's never done this to me before.
No?
No.
It shouldn't be ending anything.
Yeah, no, there's just a great big, it's counting down. We're still on, but it's telling me, it's not telling me to end broadcast, but maybe it's a new update. Didn't they just do some new updates or rollouts? Yeah. So they're constantly changing stuff with this. So
yeah, they are.
All right, so a few questions. Please take notes on that Telemundo Caliente thing. I think that's a really good idea if we can weasel into Caliente somehow.
That would be fantastic. Hey, it's been one of those shows I definitely wanted to be on years ago because they do such a great job. And then Penguin AZ, I know he put Gordo y la Flaca, and that was another super popular show on Telemundo. At one point, they got it over on Univision. But no, that would be freaking good. The only thing is, I don't know how much they changed the girls up, but I'll have to pay attention this Saturday because they switched at 1.2 from Saturdays to like Thursday nights. I don't know what they were doing. They were losing ratings. How is beyond me, but they have lost the ratings. But I will make sure I'll keep that up. So when the next meeting that I have to see what we can do to get in, because it'll be a great time.
Telemundo it's a Mexican channel, correct? I know that
it started that way. Yes,
I know they're based out of Los Angeles. I remember I used to drive past Telemundo's headquarters all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So is Mexico gone PC? Is there like Me Too in Mexico? Is that why maybe they slowed the show down or they don't show it as much? And I hope they've replaced the girls since I last watched about 20 years ago because I don't want to see those girls dancing again now.
When the host got promoted to some other show, and so he got promoted for another show. He also got tired, I guess, of doing the Saturday night gig, which I guess because as he kept aging along with the show, it just got to be too much for him as he was doing other shows as well. And so the new host that came in, I don't think he lasted truthfully that long. And a lot of folks, when you have someone of Spanish descent for many, many years and entertained you, he had fun and everything else, it ended up changing up the game a little bit. So a lot of folks started tuning out. And then they also there was some goofy show behind it and apparently started getting better ratings. So they put that in place of it. But I don't think it was because they went PC. I just think once the host was gone and he decided to do morning stuff, it just got to the point where they couldn't find the right fit.
So you got your Sixer hat on. And the Sixers are in a play-in.
They sure are against Miami.
Against Miami. How are you feeling about that? Because everybody's Heat culture. They're looking at what the Heat did last year, and the Heat didn't care about the regular season, which they made that very obvious. The Heat didn't. Sixers are in this position because Embiid was hurt most of the year. When Embiid came back, they plowed through everyone. Yesterday, he didn't even play, and they plowed through. I forget who they were playing yesterday, but they plowed through him. How are you feeling about this? I mean, this is like one and done, right? These play-ins?
Yeah, that's it. You only got Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. The only reason why they didn't play on Tuesday, which was originally scheduled because of conflict with the Flyers, because you can't have, obviously, both teams on during prime time and have, half ice, half basketball court. So they got moved to Wednesday because they were hosting because of the record. But ended up playing on Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Yesterday for Joel Embiid, they gave him a maintenance day off because of his knee. He tweaked a little bit over the weekend, so they want to make sure that he's healthy for the stretch if it ends up happening. Because it is going to be a tough bout against Miami. I think, to me, Tyrese Maxey, the way they're playing right now, Sixers winning 7 of their last 9 have also gotten, when you want to get hot in the NBA, this is the time of year when you want it to happen. With Nick Nurse, I'm hoping that he'll get much further than what Doc did with us. And we'll see even with Milwaukee, the test that, Doc Rivers will end up having with Milwaukee. But you got to go through Miami first before you can go to New York and play the Knicks, which I think the Sixers would be able to beat the Knicks as well, but you can only do one game at a time. But yeah, it's a one-playing game the way it's done here in the NBA, no different than obviously with college. But with Miami, a lot of folks are going with Miami and giving the Sixers like maybe a 10% credit as far as winning the game. But to me, I don't see why Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, the way that lineup is set up right now and how Nick Nurse has been working the bench, there should be no reason why the Sixers would end up losing unless they beat themselves on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I don't see it. I haven't sat down and handicapped tomorrow night's game yet, but I don't like the Heat at all. I'm not talking from an emotional standpoint. I don't like them, and they're putting all their eggs in the basket of what they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that, and that's my problem with the Phillies. Is the Phillies every season now are putting their eggs in this, we don't need to start playing until June or July basket. And at some point that's going to backfire on them. I think this is the year. I don't even have the Phillies making the playoffs this year. But that's something for another show at another time. But who are you liking in the NBA playoffs when they start here?
As I said to Pete this morning, I would love to see a Boston Sixers matchup because there'd be a true test. To me, Boston, no matter what's going to end up, unless, again, Nick Nurse proves something completely different to me, it's going to be the Celtics representing the East. Out West, I think LeBron and crew got lucky. I don't think they're making a deep run in the West. I think Denver should be back up there in the Western Conference Finals. Oklahoma City, who ended up winning the tiebreaker and ended up winning the division. OKC could make a pretty decent run, is the way I see it. So it could come down to OKC and Denver in the Western Conference. And in the Eastern Conference, I would love more than anything to see the Celtics and the Sixers if they can get that far, but you have to beat the Knicks. I think a lot of folks who saw the Knicks go down because of injury, they were going to just pretty much take out New York. But the Knicks have slowly, year after year, they've been quiet, they've been methodical, and they've been doing things the right way as he should. So, again, passing by the Miami Heat, it's going to be hard against the Knicks. It's not going to be a walk. I think a lot of people might think that either the Sixers can take it 4-0 or 4-2. That could go easily to best of 7 because it's almost evenly matched. Even though it shouldn't be, but with the Knicks and Sixers, it could be evenly matched. But for me, I'm not a Lakers fan. Could never friggin' stand them from the very beginning. So to me, I just don't believe they're going to make it that far, just in my own giveaway opinion. And when it came to Sterling, by the way, not a huge fan of him either with all those goofy calls he used to do in the past, like an A-bomb from A-Rod. That stuff. After a while, it gets so ridiculously old, and it would turn me off every single time.
I totally agree. I thought it was kind of cool, when the Yankees were on their run in the 90s. I was like, all right, especially the first one, and that Bernie Williams home run. I mean, I remember it. He went on. That was the short version of the clip. He went on forever. Burn, baby, burn.
Oh, yeah.
Yada yada yada. But he used to split the booth with Michael Kay. Michael Kay did, a lot of people don't know that, but Michael Kay did radio with John Sterling. He would go back and forth between TV and radio, Michael Kay.
Right.
So he would do radio time with Sterling back then. But when they brought Susan Waldman in, for some reason, it just made Sterling even worse. I find it unlistenable, and I would rather listen to baseball on the radio than watch it on TV or even be there live. I just have this obsession with radio. Maybe that's why I'm pretending to be a broadcaster these days. I don't know, but I have this obsession with radio and sports. It really doesn't even matter the sport. Football, hockey. When I was a kid, I used to lay in bed at night with you had mentioned the transistor radio.
Yeah.
But I had a transistor radio with one cord earpiece that would go in, and I would listen to the Ranger playoff games at night. And, I put the earpiece in so that my parents wouldn't hear. And of course, those playoff hockey games way back then, they would always go like 3 or 4 overtimes. So I'd be up all night long. We got Steven brought us something up. Let's see what it is here.
Now the 3-2 swung on, a pop foul back here.
Ow! Oh, Jesus.
Ow!
Good boy.
Ow! It really hit me. I didn't know it was coming back that far. So once again, it'll be a 3-2. And Holmes right.
I didn't realize that's what you had, Steven. Yeah, that happened last season. Hit him right in the head. But it bounced. It bounced before it hit him in the head. I think. Didn't it bounce off the desk in front of him?
His glasses.
It bounced off his glasses. Yeah, it was a 2-bouncer.
Yeah. How did you not see that coming, by the way?
When you're 84 years old, you don't see a lot of things coming.
Good point.
Oh. I think the Knicks are a real deal in the East. You can't go by their record. What did they end up with? They ended up with the 2 seed?
With the 2 seed.
Okay. Because they were hurt for a great big chunk of the year. I mean, when I say the Knicks were hurt, they were like all of them were hurt.
Yeah, they still are.
Yeah, but they're putting it back together right now.
Yes, they are.
I think the Knicks can take out Boston. And
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. Celtics right now, I mean, Drew Holiday is playing lights out. Best thing the Celtics have done for an actual leader to come into that clubhouse and be able to do what he's done. And obviously they wouldn't extend him for another extension if they thought he wasn't that good. I don't think the Knicks have enough to beat this, not this season. Next year, it'll be a whole different story. But this year, I don't think the Knicks can take down the Celtics at all.
I think they can. I honestly think they can. And I think for the Sixers to take down the Celtics, they would need a whole hell of a lot to go absolutely perfectly for them, because at some point, Joel's going to get hurt in a long playoff run here. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, that's the problem with Embiid. I mean, is he one of the top 3 players in the league when he's healthy? Yeah,
he is.
But
that's the problem.
Healthy.
Yeah, well, that's been the problem, for the longest. The only good thing is that we don't have James Harden, who will quit on the team during the playoffs, which hopefully means that Joel Embiid also won't quit either, because last year, both of them quit, just flat out quit. And it's because of so much animosity that was going on. So the only thing we don't have to worry about is Harden this year. I think this team, if they're really hungry to watch themselves finally get, first of all, you got to get past the play-in game. Then you have to pass the first round to be able to pass to get into the second round to be able to get yourself set up for the Eastern Conference Finals. So the bench may not be loaded as in Milwaukee or even as the Knicks, but Nick Nurse somehow or another has been able to put this team together with the budget he's worked with the players that he has. And I think they have the fight in them to be able to beat the Knicks. But the Knicks, to me, I think that series could go possibly the best of, but I don't see the Knicks just their key player being down right now. Then I would say that, they could probably end up beating the Celtics. I just don't see it. I really don't.
The other thing that I consider if it's Knicks Celtics, the Celtics have a history of coming up short and choking.
They have.
They do. What I like for the Sixers is that Nick Nurse, I think, is the best coach, the best playoff coach of all the coaches coming out of the East. I do. So, I mean, you can say Spo also, but I like Nurse. And I got a dark horse to watch out west. I like OKC. I think they're a year away. All right. I think they need the experience of this year. You got to like Denver to fight until the end. Mm-hmm. But Golden State is I got Golden State as a dark horse because and again, I follow the NBA, not my favorite team. I root the Sixers. But I follow it because I'm always trying to have some action on it, and I'm looking at patterns and how things are going. And when they've been able to flip the switch and be on this year, they were freaking on Golden State. So, and they've been on for the most part lately. So hopefully they can not hopefully, I'm not rooting for them, but I have them as a dark horse that will surprise people. Maybe they don't make it all the way to the finals, but they go deeper than anybody's expecting, because I don't think anybody's expecting them to go anywhere at this point.
I don't think so either. Even Coach Kerr, I think, would probably agree and say that they don't expect them to go far. But again, you have to get hot at the right time. And during the playoffs, it's funny because I think the NBA, along with Major League Baseball, are probably the only two sports. Football, it's come and go. But when it comes to the NBA and Major League Baseball, if you get hot at the right time, even with the NHL, as the playoffs are getting ready to start, all you need is 1-2 good solid wins, as long as you're not the playing team. But one good two solid wins behind you, and look at the run you can make. Last year, look at the Diamondbacks, the run that they made. And who saw that one coming when the year before had the worst record in Major League Baseball? So to me, I think, you could have the Golden State could end up making themselves a decent run, as long as they stay healthy, as long as they don't get, technical fouls to get him out of the game, and he knows who he is. But it wouldn't be bad whatsoever. I wouldn't mind Golden State. I know I definitely don't want the Lakers up there. Not at all, period. I hope that falls apart, but I don't think that'll happen. I know Penguin AZ said that even the Pelicans, and it's true. I think I even said it this morning with Pete, that the Pelicans could end up turning around and beating the Lakers. So if that's the case, I would love to hear the press conference afterwards of what either wasn't said right or now it's time to fire the head coach.
Yeah, the Pelicans have been so. Yeah, I think and what's going on with what's his face on the Lakers? Who's hurt? Somebody's hurt. Not LeBron. I'm drawing a blank. The other big guy.
Oh, eyebrows.
Yeah. Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The Pelicans have just been so friggin' inconsistent to me that I don't know if the experience of the Lakers will be the factor that makes this game go their way. But I don't. But what I'm really hoping for is I'm seriously hoping that everything kind of comes together the way it should, and these teams really start playing now, and they stop all the scripted nonsense, because it's really, it's affecting my bottom line, and I don't like it when my bottom line gets affected. So
what's the same way they keep saying about the fix the games? The problem is if somehow the Lakers end up winning it all, I'm sorry, say what people want to say, then to me there's a super fix in, because of course this year was a big pomp and circumstance with that goofy tournament they start off in the very beginning of the season, and here they are raising a banner because they won this goofy freaking tournament that nobody cared about, with the dumb looking floors and all the colors and everything else. So I wouldn't, that to me would be more of the fixes in if that ends up happening, because the Lakers right now are nowhere even near of running any kind of things on the table, period.
So I'm looking at, this is going to be so cool. This is not available on BleacherBrothers.com yet. We're days away. But I have, I'm looking at BleacherBrothers.com, but it's not available to the public. But it's got the matchups and the breakdowns of all these games. I'm looking at New Orleans and the Lakers right now.
Right.
New Orleans was 43-37 against the spread. The Lakers were 38-44 against the spread. And I've stayed away. Both Los Angeles teams, I stay as far away from those friggin' teams as I can, because they always seem to disappoint. This is some badass stuff that we have here, especially for gamblers. Trends against the spread, over-unders. Oh, I cannot wait for this stuff to drop, dude. Recent meeting. Yeah, this is cool. Players. So you can actually look up the players. Yeah, all right. I'll do this later. This is pretty cool stuff. Hey, so can we spend a couple of minutes and talk about what the hell is going on here and how exciting this is with 102.9 and with RipTIde? Yeah,
it's a good partnership with RipTIde Media Network, which is absolutely outstanding as it continues to grow in the infantry steps where you end up picking stuff up and then end up gaining steam. But yeah, we end up doing a partnership with RipTIde Media, Sports Radio 102.9, the game itself, which is, I own it, and you guys see behind me Broad Street South, which is a division of the network itself. But it's available so that everybody are able to hear the app. You guys can hear the shows that it goes on, especially here with Bleacher Brothers and the crew with AJ.
Hey, hold on, Tom. You just heard Angel say that he owns the app, but yet you're back there clowning around. I mean, come on, dude.
As you won the Masters?
Yeah, I mean, can you at least be on good behavior while you know that Angel's watching? You know, Jesus.
That's a good time, though. That's actually pretty perfect for him to throw himself up there like that.
That was pretty good, right?
It was pretty good. Thomas, he's something else. Well, you missed the other one. He had a Bud Light can earlier. I think he's trying to do it again, but he had.
I didn't like that one, so I'm not bringing it up. We're family friendly. I want kids to be able to watch this, and I don't want to influence a kid to. If I influence a kid to come out and become a degenerate gambler and end up being on Skid Row, that's one thing. But I don't want them to be an alcoholic.
No, that's true. That is true. No, but with Sports Radio, it's good because the app has been available for over a year now. The radio station has been around for over a year. As the lineup usually during the season, the NFL season, there's a bunch of different shows that are on there, but now the lineup has completely changed. Some shows will come back when the NFL season begins. So there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to sports radio. It's not the easiest thing in the world. I'm up in the wee hours of the morning into the wee hours of the evening. Also, the Orlando Predators, the home of Predators Radio, will be at Sports Radio 102.9. So that'll start up here in a couple of weeks, where there'll be interviews with players and the coaches. So they'll have their own segment on the radio station. But yeah, with RipTIde Media, it makes it well because you'll have two apps that'll be playing. So you'll have, for example, if Bleacher Brothers are on at, let's say, 7 o'clock in the evening, which they are, but then there's a 7 p.m. kickoff with the Predators, then with both apps going, one will have the live radio version of the game while you guys will be on the other app, so everybody doesn't miss out on any of the content. So that's the good part about it. That's going to be a lot of work to get it done.
That's disappointing.
Is it?
Yeah, because I was hoping that I would get a paid night off for the Predators. Who doesn't want a paid? You're a landscaper and it rains, you can't go to work.
Yeah, that's true.
I was looking at football games. It was like a rain day, and I would be able to just go home that night. But now,
we'll make it work. Okay, scratch what I just said. We'll make sure you get the night paid off.
That's good. Beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot.
Makes it worth it.
Oh, it does.
And
good.
No, it makes it better because at least now with relationship that we've built over time here and putting this all together, there is a lot of work that goes into it. It's a lot of fun doing it, but it's also a lot of aggravation. I'm losing a lot of hair because of it and growing more grays than anything else, but I don't mind. It's just, part of life. But it's good because it builds a bigger colony for more folks to understand how all this works, the process. You guys and the success that Bleacher Brothers have had between the website, Robbie, Luker, especially, as I said, he grew in some hair, which I can't believe within a week how much he ended up growing in there. So now he looks like a very young adult man compared to before, that boyish face that he had. But no, it's fun because it just shows another element of what can be done between both networks. So I'm looking forward to this partnership. It's going to be a lot of fun with Brian Bruneau and Rick Calhoun, yourself, Pete. It takes a village, as they say, right, to kind of conquer and defeat certain things. And like you said earlier, there's certain things you can't believe all the time when people post up. But over time, all that will come to fruition. But as far as when it comes to the sports radio side, it's a lot of fun. I say it all the time. When sometimes you go live, that's when things can go wrong. But it's going to make it a lot better where people will be able to go into the app. You'll be able to also go to the website, whether being, for Broad Street South, and you can click over to Bleacher Brothers, and then the shows as well here shortly as things continue to build. We'll also have the audio platform that you guys will be able to get it from like Amazon and Google Podcasts, even though they're coming to a close here. iHeartRadio, everywhere else, just like I do with the Pete Shepard Show in the morning. Everybody's show will be ready for audio download, so you can go back and listen to it wherever you are.
That's awesome. We are literally going to be everywhere.
Literally.
And did you catch any of Coach Gene prior to us tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Dude is phenomenal.
He is. He had great guests back to back. And even his final segment he had the last half hour, we talked about Caitlin Clark and the movement of the WNBA. And he brought up a great point, too, about Victor Wembanyama, how everybody has him in for Rookie of the Year, but he brought up other players on how he thought that it shouldn't be just Victor as a shoo-in. So he did an excellent job and sounded phenomenal on the app. So a good job at Coach Gene.
Yeah, real good job. So let's if you're cool with it, look, like things are happening now, and I'm looking. I'm like, how the heck did that happen? That's Luker. He's on it. All right, so
he is.
Let's go to him. He's got we renamed his sports updates to Luker Live, and he's got a whole new setup and everything going on here. So we're gonna go over to Luker Live and find out what the hell is going on live in the world of sports right now. Steven, let me find your music here real fast. All right.
All right.
Because he's got new music and everything. All right, buddy. It is the Luker Live Sports Update. What's up, pal?
All right. It's the end of the bottom of the third inning in Baltimore. The Orioles are up 4-1 against the Minnesota Twins. It's scoreless in Detroit. The Texas Rangers and Detroit Tigers are still at 0-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Philadelphia Phillies are up 1-0 against the Colorado Rockies in the top of the fourth inning.
Is it a home run?
The Bleacher Brothers ticker does not tell me what it is.
But I'm on the Bleacher Brothers right now. That's not public yet. And I can pull the box score up and let's see what happened in the first inning of that game. We had Phillies. It looks like Trey Turner. No, it looks like Bryce Harper actually got a hit and an RBI. All right, so can't hear you, buddy. You got all gurgly.
The Marlins are up 3-1 against the Giants and entering the bottom of the fourth inning. Scoreless in Tampa Bay. The Rays and Angels are in the bottom of the third inning, 1 out. And Toronto, it's scoreless. Runners on first and third for the Yankees in the top of the second inning, 1 out. The Pirates and Mets are scoreless in the top of the second. Runners on first and second, 1 out. And let's see if we got some hockey. We gotta check if there's some. We have some hockey action.
Hey, hold on. You want to hear something crazy cool? So again, I'm on this, which will be public here shortly. But you can go by play. So I can tell you that. Let's see the. Bottom of the first, Volpe ground out to first base. Soto flied out to center field. Judge struck out. Second inning, Rizzo struck out. Gleyber Torres singles to center. Verdugo singles to center. Gleyber got thrown out at third. This is badass. Yeah, this is going to be very cool. There's going to be no reason for anyone to go anywhere else. I do have some backup music for you here too, okay. Steven. So, no, that's not it. There you go, buddy. Go ahead.
In the NHL, the Montreal Canadiens are up 2-1 against the Detroit Red Wings in the first period. 6:06 left to go. The New York Islanders are up 1-0 against the New Jersey Devils in the first period. 4:50 left in that period. It's scoreless in Washington. The Bruins and Capitals are still at 0. The Buffalo Sabres are up 1-0 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Pittsburgh Penguins are up 1-0 against the Nashville Predators. For that Red Sox Guardians series, the Red Sox might be missing Tyler O'Neill during that series. That article is located on the Bleacher Brothers website.
He's missing? Like a missing person?
He might be missing for the series, like he got injured.
Oh, I thought he disappeared.
No. But on this day in history, in 1958, the San Francisco Giants and the Los Angeles Dodgers played the first Major League Baseball game on the West Coast. This was the first game in the LA Coliseum. And that is your sports update.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more with Angel Martinez, and Gerald White will be joining us shortly. Looch on Ice coming up at 8 p.m. Everybody stay where you are.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true.
By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have any body to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
Okay, men. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. No, you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true.
And I said, you know,
I think these are playing on a loop, aren't they? Can't hear you, buddy.
That last one you have, you may have hit a loop. What I try to do is kind of change in between, so it may have played on the loop because I think it already had played the previous one. So
yeah, the baby, because the baby crying, I thought it was Tom. I'm like, oh, what the hell? What's he complaining about now?
Could have been.
I'm gonna have Tom with a Masters update here in a second, and then we got Gerald White popping in to say hello and to talk about white noise, which I am excited about this show. This is going to be some good stuff, white noise. But hey, let me get right, just real quick. We got Tom with a Masters update.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Masters was great this weekend, unbelievable. I was a little disappointed that Bryson DeChambeau didn't pull it out. DeChambeau came in with these new golf clubs that were actually 3D printed golf clubs. He had to have them approved by the USGA the week of the tournament. He only bought one set with them. That was it. I have a shot queued up. This was Bryson DeChambeau's final shot on, I believe, the third round. He was the leader after the first round, 7 under. He didn't do well on the second round, third round. But this, I think, got him going, but he didn't do good on the fourth. But I already have it queued up there. Yeah, check this out. There you go.
I can't play it, buddy.
I'm playing it right now. Here we go.
Oh, all right.
Watch this shot. It's unbelievable. 18th hole. Boom, boom. Dink.
Wow.
Unbelievable shot on the 18th hole, one of the hardest holes on the court.
That's how Gerald White hits him at the Lawrence Taylor Invitational Classic coming up there in Boca
How
Raton.
about that, Gerald? But, you know, it was
Indeed.
great to see, what's his name, Scotty Scheffler win his second jacket. Scotty was just dialed in throughout the whole tournament. Max Homa, another great player. I really wish Max had done better. And if anybody's ever watched the Masters, okay, just like check out some of the like how close people are getting to players. It's unbelievable. Now this isn't from the Masters, but this just gives you an idea of what happens when you're too close to the to the players when they're hitting. So let me get this up here. All right, rock and
Wow,
roll.
you're really stretching the segment out here, huh, buddy?
Last
All right.
one. Yay.
All right, let's see
Okay,
here.
check this
All right.
out. When players are way too close to the fans.
Oh yeah, I saw this clip.
Oh, man. Max Homa. And I was really disappointed that Max didn't do better. I mean, it would have been great if Max got his first green jacket, but he didn't. But there's always next year. So Chef Tom signing out from the Masters in Augusta, Georgia.
All right, I wasn't ready for you to leave yet, Tom.
Oh,
'cause
so
we're
you want
having
me to
so much
say
fun.
no,
No. Get the hell out of here, buddy. Hang on, I gotta find my hang on here. I find
Fireworks
my
at the
screen.
Masters. How about that?
Tom, now I can't get rid of you. What the heck?
That's what happens.
Nope, that's not it.
Sounds like a
I
personal
told
problem.
you. Here we go. New channel. There we go. All right, get rid of him, and then let me find Gerald. I just set this up. Where the heck is it?
Love you, Tom.
That was
man.
literally Tom's best segment ever.
What made it better is he got it head right on the club, so he became the ball on the tee.
Yeah, he sent that over to me, and he says, "How?" All right, there it is. That's why I couldn't find him, because I had Tom's head over it. So we're gonna bring in our next guest for the night, but he's not a guest anymore. He's literally family now. You know what I mean?
Family. Yes, indeed.
He's
La
family,
familia.
and he's in the big house with the crowd behind him, is what it looks like. When I said the big house, I wasn't talking about. Nope, Steven, get that down, buddy. Good try. Wrong one though, pal. But it was a good try, buddy. Here it is. White Noise. That's the one we want, pal. So Gerald, you're making your debut.
Yes.
On Wednesday.
Wednesday.
What is White Noise?
102.9 The Game with RipTIde Media Network.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Don't forget about Bleacher Brothers.
Oh, the Bleacher Brothers Sports Network. You can never forget about them. Are you kidding me?
Oh, look at him. He's ready.
Damn.
35 points for Gerald.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm calling a violation. How did Gerald get a hat and I have nothing from the Bleacher Brothers?
He's been in the studio multiple times here live.
Okay, all right. There you go.
There you go. You could keep wearing the Sixer hat right now. Maybe a week or two from now, you may not want to be wearing it anymore, but
I'm still going to wear it.
So, Gerald, I know what to expect from White Noise. But for everyone who has no idea what the heck White Noise is, and they're just thinking, all right, White Noise, it's it's named after him, and that's about what we can get out of this. What is White Noise? Why do we want to watch it? Why does anyone want to watch it? And tell us. Give us a rundown here.
Well, the bottom line is white noise is the frequency. It's a bunch of noise, it's background noise, that you really can't get rid of. So it stays with you. And it's kind of peeling through those layers of the white noise to be able to get to the core, the base of life in general. We want to take a deep dive and explore, people's journeys to find out what makes them tick, get to that mindset of, hey, why did you? What drove you to? And I think that in and of itself, just that deep dive into trying to figure out how do you become successful? What drives you to be successful? We have some amazing guests lined up. Our first guest is going to be Dr. Melva Thompson Robinson. She is the mother of quarterback Dorian Thompson Robinson of the Cleveland Browns. And, she has 3 kids. She's a professor at UNLV. So, very interested in her take on. There you go. You're ready now.
I'm ready now. I forgot you guys could see me. I was sitting there looking at my hair and everything. All right. I was hypnotized because this is what white noise does. You get so hypnotized you forget about everything else that's going on around you.
But yeah, Belva is an amazing woman, an amazing mother, and just how she navigates life with 3 kids, freshman in college. Her oldest son is an MMA fighter, and of course, Dorian, her middle child, is an NFL quarterback. She also attended the University of Michigan. She's a doctor, 3 schools, and she's done a phenomenal job with her kids and with life in general. So I really want to peel back and see what makes her tick. Why she's successful. Why are her kids successful? How does that work? And I want to do that with all of my guests. Everyone that comes through, just try to get to the core of what makes them tick.
Hang on for a second, AJ, because this is Gerald. That's good because that's where a lot of people today. Listen. Every network you can tune in, right? You can get the quick segmented highlights. Like they'll ask whomever, whichever player, like what makes this happen. But you never get the backstory of how it all happens unless they happen to meet a featured guest for like a 30 for 30. So I like where you're going because that's what we want to hear. We want to hear the stuff that actually makes people focus. What happened? Where did life take a certain turn where for a fact that if I didn't take this path on this day, because everybody has a detour day. I say this like all the time. We know we have our day of the day that we rise, and then our sunset. In between there, God says, hey, hold on for a second. You can keep going here, but if you go this route, that's a detour date, and then you may not like that exact route. So I like where you're going with the show because that's what we want to hear. We want to hear what goes on behind the scenes and how a certain thing may have happened that none of us have heard about, but it could have been the difference between them being here today and maybe someone not being with us tomorrow.
Exactly. We were talking about golf a little earlier on the show. And, for me, life and golf mirror each other. Golf is a metaphor for life. How you handle a round of golf, for me, is how you handle life in general. So you have every day is a different day. Mm-hmm. Every round is a different round. Every shot is a different shot. You never take the same shot twice in golf, ever. Every day is a new day, and you forget about the day that's past and you live the day that you're in. You have to be present at the moment. And I think that, we want to find out what golf is to a person, find what that metaphor, what that is, what that is for them, what golf is to them.
I'll tell you this, and Gerald is very serious in his explanation of what the show is going to be, and he's very kind of low key about it. So I've been on 2 of these so far that were pre-taped. These were 2 of the best things I've ever heard, and not just the deep, what makes you tick, how did you become so successful. I mean, he took Lorenzo White was the first person. This is one of the funniest friggin' things I ever heard in my life. Lorenzo was telling stories about people that I had no idea who these people were, and I was crying. I was laughing my ass off. It was so unbelievably good. And then his second one, he brought a guy in. I won't
Bobby
say his
Monica.
name. Okay, Bobby. He brought Bobby in, and he told me Bobby was an equipment manager. And I'm like, how interesting is this going to be? What did he polish the helmets? This guy, Bobby, needs a life story written about him, immediately turned into a major motion picture. He's got stories from Sinatra to Taylor Swift and everyone in between. And Bobby's got all the pictures on his phone to verify. Yep, there's me and Sinatra. Here's me and Mickey Mantle. Here's me and Abraham Lincoln right here. I'm like, holy cow, how did you... Phenomenal content on these
These
shows.
are candid conversation. It's just kind of like sitting in the living room, chopping it up with the old friend, a good friend, and just delving into life. Just discussing that. It's talking about kids, talking about work, talking about play, and at the end of the day, you gotta love it. It comes down to that. How much you love something determines how much success you have in something.
Okay, AJ, here's a thought. Because what Gerald's breaking down here.
Hey, write that down, Steven. Angel had a thought. Mark the time. All right, go ahead.
But here's the thought. How about if we have, this will be a and we'd almost have to do this in person, but a round robin, right, of different stuff here. So you have a 1 hour special, me, you, Gerald, Jerry, and then Coach Gene. Coach Gene will do the breakdown of how the conversation is going to go. Then you have Jerry with doing the actual quick cuts of the stuff that's happening as we're all dissecting everyone's conversation.
And hang on, you got to leave Jerry out because Jerry and Gerald played together, I believe. Is that right? Didn't you play with Diorio?
I certainly did.
Yeah,
he did.
He's not gonna be objective.
But you think about it though. How cool would it be a segment when you got Gerald breaking down one segment, Jerry's bringing it up on the quick cuts in the background, saying, "Here's the next thing that's going to happen here in the segment." Listen, it's an instant hit. I can't wait for the show to come on. I will say that one because I will listen to Gerald 10 days from Sunday and every which way in between. But I think it'd be good. Think about it. No other place would you get a breakdown and literally put it up on the screen and hear it on the radio all at the same time and watch everybody just break themselves down by just releasing a little bit of their past. I'm just throwing it out there. So, but it's your show. I'm sorry.
I think it's a great idea, Angel.
Gerald, do you know who Coach Gene Clemens is? Are you familiar with him?
No, I'm not.
Phenomenal. You're going to love this guy. He's on before us from 4 to 6.
Yep.
Writes for The Athletic, writes for Giant Country. Great content. We met him at the Super Bowl and we called him back and we had him on. I said, Gene, I need you to come on just so we can talk about this real quick. 45 minutes later, we got hard at it by a commercial break, never got to the topic. Next week, I had him on for longer. Same thing, harded out. And the following week, I said, just come on for the whole freaking show, okay? And he's like, yes, I'll do it. And we still got harded out at the end of the show. I mean, this guy is, he's awesome. He's a really good dude. So,
well, it's great to be a part of the team. Thank you guys for the opportunity. I'm really looking forward to it. This is new for me. I'm new to this. So just kind of bear with me, but I think that there's going to be something special intact.
There definitely is. And we're going to hear you every Wednesday, correct?
Every Wednesday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And you're going to be able to find him on 1029, the game app.
Yep.
You're going to be able to find him on the RipTIde Media app when that launches. You're going to be able to listen. Can they listen on Broad Street South? They can listen on Broad Street South, can't they?
Yes, they can.
Okay. You'll be able to listen on BleacherBrothers.com, and you'll be able to catch the live feeds on Facebook, X, YouTube, Twitch, coming to Rumble, LinkedIn, like Pete says.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, and who knows where else. So it's going to be everywhere. Gerald, I'm excited to have you on. I knew when I sat through that first one with you and Lorenzo that, yeah, this is good. This is really good stuff here. I'm excited, buddy. I appreciate you.
I'm on Instagram as well. My White Noise Podcast. YouTube channel is My White Noise Podcast, and on Twitter at My White Noise _.
Beautiful.
I'm just throwing this out there right now, Gerald. Expect a 1 hour segment between you and I.
Okay, I'd love to.
And Gerald's going to be back with us on, was it Monday night, Gerald, right? I don't have the calendar with me, but Gerald's going to be with us next week as we're doing sort of Gerald kind of stole our thunder with what he's doing with the doctor this week, but we're doing the next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, leading up to the draft. All different aspects, people's viewpoints of what the week of the NFL draft is like, what it took to get there, We're talking about head coaches. We're talking about Pop Warner coaches, high school coaches, college coaches, players that got drafted, players that didn't get drafted, players that are in the current draft. Next week, we're going to have all of this. So instead, I figured, look, everybody and their brother's going to do a show with a mock draft. I don't want to do that. I have no idea who's going to get drafted, and I couldn't care less as long as J-Mo goes wherever the heck J-Mo is going to go. And I'm going to be like Coach Prime. I'm going to come out. Coach Prime came out today and said, these are the teams that my players will play for. I'm doing the same thing. J-Mo will play for the San Francisco 49ers or the Dolphins. Keep them close. And I'm sure he'll want to play for the Texans because he's from. But that's it. Nobody else. Cold weather. We don't want J-Mo. Giants are already reaching out to him. We're not interested. All right. So I'm going to.
Gotta stay south. Stay in the sunshine.
Yeah, stay where it's warm, stay in the sunshine. So, Gerald, thanks for popping on tonight. We will all be listening on Wednesday. And Angel, are you going to dip out? Or are you going to? All right, Angel's going to dip out. He's got to be up early. Thanks for coming on. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with Looch on ice. You are listening to the Bleacher Brothers Show on 102.7 or 9?
9. What's wrong with
9.
you?
102.9. The game. Looch on ice coming up after this. Everybody stay where you're at. I knew you'd like this one, buddy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How you doing, man?
All right, what's going on?
You got your ring. You like? I like that picture of you holding up the your Stanley Cup 1994 Stanley Cup Finals ring.
Yes, it is.
Now we know that you carry somebody else's Hobie Award round. Whose ring are you wearing?
That's mine. It's not a real ring. They gave those out at the 10th anniversary.
10th anniversary. What? Oh, for the
Rangers Stanley Cup. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. At Madison Square Garden. I actually got that from somebody as a gift.
Well, it's a pretty cool looking gift, and I'm glad I found that picture because I said, "Yep, you know what? This is a good picture right here."
Yeah, that thing is heavy too, man.
The Fugazi one's heavy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it's made of, but it's heavy, and it don't fit me, so I may have to bring it to the jeweler and get it fitted just so I can wear it once in a while, just for the heck of it.
You didn't get that from Donnie Brasco, did you?
No.
Oh, okay. Whoa, look at this breaking. My favorite player, Chop, 5 interceptions. Nice. Great job, Chop. And I saw the Capos won. I did see that. So awesome. Congrats to Chop. Congrats to the Capos. To Coach, so many coaches now floating around. Coach Brent, everybody. So, Looch, I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen you, man.
Yeah, I know, right? It does feel like a long time.
First question I have to ask you, because I'm a little bit concerned about you, all right? How you...
Johnston scoring a goal, so I lost a few too, but I'm getting used to it and trying it out.
Well, you're gonna want to start trailing me soon. Did you see what I did Friday night? I put out $1,000 winner Friday night on the NBA.
Nice.
And now playoff time is here, which means I go into playoff mode and I get serious.
Nice.
So tonight's show, FYI, I put it up. I'll just throw it up there real quick again. If you open an account up with $100 and you bet the whole 100 on something and your luck just doesn't go your way, they'll give you the $100 back in bonus bets. If you put $1,000 in and it just doesn't go your way, they'll give you the $1,000 back in bonus bets. So some really cool stuff. Caesars is one of our newer friends, and Caesars, I don't know if you heard it earlier, Looch, but I've been getting a lot of feedback on the books, and I'll ask you because I know you got a couple. The ones that are coming in the highest rated or BetMGM was on the list. Bet365 was really high up on the list. And Caesars, a lot of people are liking Caesars, man. They're really loving the Caesars app. So what you need to do, the link to get our special promo with Caesars, this should be down in the bio of this if you're watching it on YouTube or Facebook. So go on the show bio. The link is there. Just click the link, and that will get you the Bleacher Bet promo. If you're listening online or you're not where you can see the link right now, just go to our website, bleacherbrothers.com, and Caesar links are over the website. Click the link, and you'll get the special Bleacher Bet promo. So here we are, Looch. It's the end. It's the end of the season, buddy. What do we got? A couple 4 days left.
Yeah. The what is it? Wednesday or Thursday is the last of the games. The 18th.
I believe so. Now, I have a trivia question for you, Looch. I'm going to put you on the spot. I haven't seen you in a while, so you're going to have to just you're going to have to suck it up tonight, buddy. There are 2 teams in the NHL that have 111 points. Can you name those two teams?
Oh, that would be the Rangers. And
wrong already. Freaking wrong. Hold on. I got a buzzer here somewhere. Yeah, that.
Come
That
on.
wasn't it.
Dallas Stars and the Rangers, no?
No, the Rangers have 112 points, Looch. Come on. Carolina's got 111, and Dallas has 111, and then the Rangers have 112 points.
Yeah. Rangers could beat a franchise record tonight if they win. If they get 2 points, they'll beat their 2014-2015 record of 113 points in a regular season. So if the Rangers win tonight, they'll beat a franchise record. And they will clinch they'll get the President's Trophy, which will give them home ice advantage throughout the playoffs in the Stanley Cup.
Now, if they get the President's Trophy and they go on and they win this year, the entire thing, and then 10 years from now, they're giving out replica Stanley Cups. Will you carry it around with you everywhere? With
Sure.
You're gonna run out of arm. You're gonna need like a little wagon or a stroller, like a baby, so you can put the cup and the ring and the Hobie and all that stuff in there.
I do have a little Stanley Cup. It's probably about 6 to 8 inches high with the Rangers on it from 1994.
Do you drink out of it, or is it just like
it's a solid one. You can't drink out of it.
That's
No, not like the Stanley Cup, like
yeah,
you buy at Target.
That's the hot thing right now. Those they were a few months ago anyway. I don't know if they still are or not. My kid had to have one in every color for like, I don't know how much they cost, like $60 a cup or some crap like that. It's insane.
When you were talking about the Presidents, or when they were talking about the Stanley Cup, the President's Trophy, there's it started in 1985-86 when they started the President's Trophy, and only 8 teams have won it. Won the President's Trophy and the Stanley Cup in the same year. So that's a little rough. And it's been 10 years since the last team won the President's Trophy and the Stanley Cup, which was the Chicago Blackhawks in 2013. So that's a tough trophy to win and win the Stanley Cup in the same year. So I was hoping the Rangers wouldn't win it, but if they win tonight, and I think they're winning 1-0 from what I see against the Ottawa Senators so far. So we'll see. We could break the
Looch,
curse.
I'll give it to you right now, Looch. It's 1-0. I can pull. Man, Looch, you're gonna love this, bro. On Bleacher Brothers, I can see it. It's not live yet, but let's see. Jack Razov, something or other.
Roslovic.
Yeah, that guy. He scored, and Chris Kreider got the assist.
Oh,
at
nice.
5:55 of the first period.
Nice. Good
That's
stuff.
it. Yeah, we have. So I want to talk postseason, seedings, all that sort of jazz, but I'll let you come in with what you got first, and then I got a lot of questions for you leading up to this, because I want to get all in on the NHL postseason, and I know that we're going to attempt to catch a game at the Garden if it works out with our schedules. Correct, you and I?
Yeah, sure.
Do you think that we can get Ron to sing, or one of us could even sing the anthem?
That would be sweet. Yeah, Ron just sang at the 76ers game. I think it was 2 nights ago.
Yesterday.
Was it yesterday? Okay.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
And then he got this guy's traveling all over the world now. Now he's up in New Hampshire or somewhere.
Yeah. He was down in Florida. I think he was down by in Florida.
Yeah, he wasn't really close to me. He was up in the Jacksonville area, which is about 5 hours. But yeah, this guy is jet setting all over. But did he hit the lotto or something that we don't know about? Sixers must be paying him a lot for those anthems, huh?
Yeah.
Good for him, man. He deserves it.
Yeah, right.
He's once he can sit still for 5 minutes, he's going to come on the show one night and talk about some things that we have going on. But what so what do you got on? And do you like your new background? Did you like your new show card? Is there any? Are you pleased? Because
sure, it looks good. Yeah.
I know you're very demanding. Where's the dog? Is the dog there?
She's here. She's in the background. Yeah, she is. She's chilling on her bed, on my bed.
I was going to make a show card with 3 little windows in it. One for you, one for me, one for the dog. You just need a second camera that we can put on the dog. So,
Yeah.
oh, but all right. So what do you got?
We had the Rangers and the Islanders on Saturday, which was a great game. I ended up watching that at Buffalo Wild Wings with the wife, and what a game! Rangers they were down in the game 2-1. They came back, tied it up, and then won it in the shootout. They won. Panarin scored in the third period to tie it up, and then the Rangers won it in the shootout with a goal from Panarin and a goal from Vincent Trocheck. So that's kind of could have been a preview for a playoff series. Possibly happen, maybe not. We'll see how things pan out. And then on Sunday was another great game against Sunday game was
Hang on,
Vegas.
I think of it. Okay.
Vegas and the Avalanche game. Another great game. That was the Avalanche were up 3-0 in the third period.
Yeah, Vegas stormed back.
Yeah, Vegas came back and scored in I think OT, was it?
Yeah, third period goals by Ivan Babarshka,
Ivan Barbashev,
William Carlson with
Carlson, yeah, 2 goals.
A lot of S's in that sucker, and then William Carlson again. Yeah,
I think he got 2 goals.
Yeah, game. And then the Hurdy scored the what is this? The overtime. Hurdy scored an overtime. Oh, Hurdle?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Hurdle. I looked like an eye. I had to blow it up. I got old eyes, buddy. I need glasses.
Tomas Hurdle. Yep. Scores in the third period. That was a real good game.
So that wasn't a shootout then. So they play a period and they go to shootout?
They play 5-minute OT they play. And then they go to the shootout. They'll play
All right,
3-on-3, which opens up the ice a lot more. And I like it. I don't like the way they play sometimes. They go into the zone. They'll bring the puck back out of the zone. They'll take their time. They'll set up, and then they'll go in and try to score. You know, it's a lot of possession for one team in a 5-minute overtime. But they won't do that in the playoffs. Once the playoffs start, they'll go full periods and play 20-minute periods in overtime. So they won't go to the shootout.
I need to ask you about something because we haven't been on since this happened. Steven, can you pull the 5-on-5 fight? I forgot to get that ready. So I have some questions that maybe you can answer for me about this.
Right.
And I got another question. I'm looking through here real fast. What's going on with Rempe? He's not getting no time lately. He hasn't gotten any time yet tonight.
No, I think they might wait for the playoffs to play him a little more. I don't think they want to play him against every team. Once the playoffs start, they're going to probably want to play him a little bit more because it definitely gets a little rougher in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, teams will be banging and definitely hitting a lot more. He'll get limited play, but they will use him for those games. He's not much of a scorer, and they need those. They need their scorers to play and score goals. So Rempe's just there to keep the peace,
or cause the havoc. One or the other, right?
Or cause the havoc. Yeah, he's going to keep the peace. The other team, you know.
Shesty so far tonight, 10 saves on 10 shots on goal.
Nice.
Yeah, this is absolutely awesome, bro. I can see I can pull the play-by-play up on here. Yeah, this is badass, bro.
Yeah.
All right, Looch, let's take a look at this for a minute. I know that everybody's seen this already a bunch of times, but we haven't been able to talk about it because we were away when this happened. So, for any of you that are living under a rock, this was the Devils and the Rangers at the Garden. It's about a week and a half ago, and this is the game hasn't started yet. The game starts for those novice hockey viewers here once the puck that's in that referee's hands there, he's the guy with the stripes on, hits the ice. Is that correct, Looch? That's when the clock starts, when the puck hits the ice?
You got it.
And here's how this started.
Bounce on the canvas on the ice. No undercard tonight. Rempe and McDermott, the main event to open the hockey game. Both sides. Lazar went the other side as well. Jimmy Vesey and Lazar. Gaudreau has dropped him with Kevin Ball as well. Now it's 5-on-5. McDermott and Rempe exchanging blows. But everybody has gloves off at the Garden.
Now, Luke, shouldn't there be 10 penalties handed out right here? What is it, like goalie against goalie, just skating around with the puck or what?
Yeah, basically. Basically, everybody did get a penalty. 10-minute misconduct.
So how do they administer that then, man?
I think they even left the ice. I'm pretty sure all these guys left the ice.
The main event's still going.
This is unbelievable. Holy jump, and what a start to this one right here. But McDermott's got it. He had a couple of uppercuts.
Listen to the crowd. Rempe.
This is a marathon between Rempe and McDermott.
Looks like these guys are fighting to a draw, huh?
Yeah.
Is McDermott good? Is he a bruiser also?
Yeah, he's a tough guy. Yep.
Oh, they got to be out of gas. Completely out of gas.
So Rempe he held his own there.
Yeah. I mean, the kid's only, 21 years old, I think. So he's a youngin'.
So if all 10 of those guys get penalties, seriously, what do they do? Do they just put in, how do they administer the penalty? Is it just goalie on goalie for?
No. The next,
it'd be like knock hockey.
You got other lines that'll play the rest of the game.
So they got tossed out of the game or what?
Yeah. Some of them got game misconducts. From what I remember, I think Rempe did. So,
and it sounded like those announcers knew that this was going to go down before the puck dropped. How did they know?
They could see what's going on. Probably during the warm-ups. They'll gather at the red line and they'll start chirping at each other and doing a little puck. Hitting the puck towards the guy or something, I've seen it all over the years. This isn't the first time that's happened with the Rangers and the Devils either.
Looch, how would you like to slap shot that, buddy?
Yeah, that's nice. What's up, Tom? How's it going? Nice. Yeah, good stuff, man. That was fun to watch. Rempe, I think he was done for the game at that point. Refs don't tolerate that, especially that type of fight. When there's 5 guys on 5 guys. I think there was a fight not too long after that too. There was another fight. The Rangers got into it again.
Have you ever seen that before? I mean, is that common?
It's happened before. Yeah, Rangers
Okay.
Devils. It's happened before, where they started the game off. That happened. The last time it happened, I think, was when who was it? No, that wasn't the game I'm thinking of. Maybe it was Washington and the Rangers when Tom Wilson dumped Artemi Panarin. There was a big fight with that game too. So so we had the NCAA Frozen Four.
Yeah.
Also on this weekend. It was Boston College and Denver. Denver ended up winning. They shut out Boston College 2-0. That's their 10th title for Denver Pioneers. So they were tied. They were tied with Michigan for 9 titles, and they won their 10th title this past weekend, Denver. So that was at XL Center in St. Paul, Minnesota.
So is 10 the most that anyone has, or are there teams with more?
I think it is 10. I think it is 10. 10th.
I would have thunk that a team from up like Minnesota or somewhere would have the most. Would it make sense? Maine, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I mean, those guys, they just live on ice.
Right, Lake
Outside of
Superior.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, so playoffs. We're getting close to the playoff time, and I think there's just a few games left, 1 or 2 games left for each team. Uh, Basically, the West is set already for who's in, and we're waiting on the East. The East, we have a few teams that are still in the wild card hunt for the wild card.
All right, so I'm going to try to break this thing down here by, let me see, playoff. What does it say? All right. Yeah, you want to walk through the West? This is decided, I guess. Huh? The West, nothing is out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it goes by points, correct?
Right.
All right. So, Vegas has 96 points, and they get in. And these are wild cards. So Nashville gets in with 99 points. How does a wild card? Are there any disadvantages to being a wild card in the NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs as opposed to like winning the division? Other than you got to go on the road more.
Yeah, that's basically it. You're just on the road. You're the away team.
You get the Kings,
which isn't a bad thing. I mean, there's some teams that have come in as the wild card and won. Beat some good, the better team.
But so I would think that home field advantage probably plays out more in hockey than anything else.
No? Yeah, I would say so. The fans get rowdy. Playoff games are crazy, especially at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Especially at Madison Square Garden. So in the West, you got the Stars. They're at the top of the West.
111 points.
Yep.
Winnipeg. You talked about the Jets a few times, right?
Yeah. I'm liking the Jets, the Winnipeg Jets.
All right. What team? Colorado's coming into the playoffs on a little bit of a skid here. In their last 10, they're 3-5-2.
Right.
And they lost 2 in a row now.
Yeah. They do have a good team. I see them doing well in the playoffs. Once the playoffs start, it's a different game. They got Mallory Nichushkin on that team. They got Rantanen on that team, Nathan McKinnon. So they do have a really good team in Colorado.
Now, in the West, Minnesota and Calgary didn't even make the playoffs. I mean, shouldn't those teams be thrown out of the league? Again, we were just talking about this. These are two cold weather. They should have this down.
San Jose Sharks they were at the bottom of the league.
47 points.
And the Chicago Blackhawks, Connor Bedard's team, but they'll be an upcoming team, Chicago Blackhawks, in the near future with Bedard. So, but the West is pretty much set. So if the playoffs were to start today in the West, we would probably be looking at Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights to playing each other. Stars are top of the Central.
Yep.
And the Vegas would be the wild card team coming in. The other game would be this game is set. The Jets are going to be playing Colorado Avalanche. That's Central second place and Central third place. So those teams are locked in for playoffs. Jets, Winnipeg Jets, and Colorado Avalanche. Then you have the Vancouver Canucks and the Nashville Predators. Canucks are in the Pacific number 1 team, and the Predators would be wild card number 1. So that's I was pulling up percentages. You're looking at like 72% chance of that happening. And then you have Oilers, the Edmonton Oilers and the LA Kings. That's another series. That's Pacific second place and Pacific third place team. LA Kings being Pacific third place. So that is the way the West is won.
Oh, that's the way the West is going to be won somehow
Yeah.
there, right?
Right.
You want to let's look at the East before we get into the East. All right, so we gotta go to Luca right now because Luca being the producer extraordinaire, he's got to dip out of here in a minute and go get ready for the La Stella report that's coming up right after us.
Right.
So we're gonna do his final update now, real quick, Looch. Then we'll come back. We'll break down the East. Anything else that we have hockey? Talk about what we got to talk about, and then we'll be at the end of this marathon, 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, tell me about it. So, all right, let's go to the and it's not it's different now, Looch. It's Luker Live is the segment, and let's pull this down. Luker Live. Now let me get you some Luker Live music here, buddy. All right, we'll get this a little tighter, people. Just bear with us, okay? What's up, buddy? What's going on?
All right. When you guys get back, there is a question about the West Side with the Arizona Coyotes moving to Utah. Joe Q pointed out.
Yes, we'll talk about that.
And here we go with our sports action. We are gonna go. Baltimore Orioles are up 7-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning with 1 out. The Texas Rangers are up 1-0 against the Detroit Tigers in the bottom of the 7th inning in that one. The Philadelphia Phillies and Rockies are tied 1 apiece in the bottom of the 7th. It's a 4-3 game. The Giants are up against the Marlins in the top of the 7th. Bases are loaded. Tampa Bay is up 1-0 against the Angels in the top of the 7th. Runners on first. The Toronto Blue Jays are up 3-1 against the Yankees in the top of the 5th inning. Scoreless in New York with the Mets and Pirates in the top of the 6th inning in that game. The Kansas City Royals are up 1-0 against the Chicago White Sox. The Milwaukee Brewers are up 3-0.
You should call them the dreaded White Sox, bro, because they're horrible.
The Milwaukee Brewers are up 3-0 against the San Diego Padres in the bottom of the 3rd. Runners on first. The Houston Astros are up 1-0 against the Atlanta Braves. And hockey, we have the Montreal Canadiens up 3-1 against the Detroit Red Wings. The New York Islanders are up 3-1 against the New Jersey Devils. The Washington Capitals are up 1-0 against the Boston Bruins. The Buffalo Sabres are up 2-1 against the Tampa Bay Lightning in the 2nd period. The Penguins are up 2-1 against the Nashville Predators. Second period, 11:39 left to go in that game. At the end of the 1st period, the New York Rangers are up 1-0 against the Ottawa Senators. And our WNBA, we have a couple draft picks to announce. We have Caitlin Clark going to the Indiana Fever, Cameron Brick going to the LA Sparks, Camila Cardoso going to the Chicago Sky, Ricketta Jackson to LA Sparks, Grace Shelton to the Dallas Wings, Anaya Edwards to the Mystics, Angel Reese to the Chicago Sky, and Elisa Pill is going to the Minnesota Lynx. And on this day in sports history, we are going to share with you, let me talk to you about it. 1976, the Yankee Stadium 2 reopens after when they remodeled the stadium. And that is your sports update.
All right, great job, Luker. After the Bleacher Brothers Show ends tonight, Stephen Luker will be producing the La Stella Report, which comes up right after us. We're going to get this last block of commercials out of the way. Then Looch and I are going to come back, break down the East, talk about the Coyotes going to the Salt Lake, and whatever the frig else we want to talk about. You're watching the Bleacher Brothers Show. You listen to the Bleacher Brothers Show on 102.9 The Game. We'll be right back.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same.
There we go. That wasn't supposed to happen.
All right.
Oh. Hey, that was the first big snafu of the night, I think.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull these stats back up. I lost about 4 minutes worth of break here where I could goof around and goof off. So let me get back to NHL. Yeah, so what about the Coyotes before we get to the East? You want to talk about the Coyotes dip in town? And no one seems to be surprised by this at all.
Yeah, no, it's been in the works, it seems. They've been struggling out there in Arizona, and they are looking to move to Salt Lake City, Utah, which is it's going to be a good market for them, I think.
Why? Are the people there starving for hockey, or what's the deal?
Possibly. I mean, from what I hear, the owner of the Utah Jazz may is on board with acquiring the team, the Arizona Coyotes. Not sure what they're going to name the team, but should be interesting to see a team come out of Utah.
They're still going to suck, though, right?
Probably for a little while. I think from what I heard, they may break up the team a little bit. Get some new faces in there. Obviously, they're going to have to get some new management and stuff like that. But players wise, I think they may break up some of the players, and we shall see. It has to be okayed by the new NHL Board of Governors. Has to vote on it, and they will approve the transaction. So Arizona may be moving to, or more than likely, they're going to be moving to Salt Lake City, Utah.
I guess you ever been out there?
No, I haven't.
I've been to Salt Lake. Very, very nice. Very nice place. A little cold,
yeah,
but really, really nice. I dug Salt Lake when I was out there.
I would have liked to have gone to see them in Arizona. I know a few people out in Arizona there.
Speaking of people in Arizona, joining us here in just 1 second, as soon as I can get this straightened out, is our man.
Yeah, he's not probably happy about that. Mullet Arena.
Where did he go?
It's only going to be the ASU team out there now at Mullet.
Well, I got him set up to come on, but he's not there. So I'll have to reset it. This is so cool, Looch. I can't wait for this to launch. I'm looking at. So, do you know who has the most points on the Rangers this year?
Most points on the Rangers? I think,
yeah.
It should be Panarin, Artemi Panarin.
Yeah, you want to? I'll give you 10 points if you can get within 5 of his actual total.
Goals?
No, just points.
Oh, points. What does Panarin have in points? Oh,
but
boy.
You give me his goals if you want.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. To be honest with you,
48 goals, 70 assists, and 118 points. He's a plus minus a 16.
Yeah, he's kicking butt this year. Like I told you, he got the haircut, and I think that did it for him.
Haircuts can do that.
Yeah, made him more aerodynamic, man, out there. But he's on fire. He's unbelievable. I watch him play, and I'm just amazed that I knew he was a good player, but I didn't know how good he was. And this year, he just turned it up. Last year, he struggled a little bit, and I think that's why he chopped his hair when he went back to Russia. And then he came back, and he was like a new man. So Panarin, they're going to have to rely on him a little bit during the playoffs. He's not a big player, and he's not a big player, but he throws his body a little bit here and there, more than some of the bigger guys on the team. Not more than Rempe, but more than some of the other guys like Kreider and Trouba's been a little bit. Since he came back, he hasn't been throwing the body too much. But they're going to look to guys like that. And Alexis Lafreniere, look out for Alexis Lafreniere. First round draft pick of the Rangers, having a good year this year. hopefully he turns it up a little bit in the playoffs and continues his scoring for the Rangers.
Joe Q says change the name to the Stormin' Mormons.
Stormin'. Yeah,
Like I don't know why, because I'm still figuring out how to work this website of ours that is not live yet, but it's giving me a different view. It was giving me divisions before, now it's giving me conference. I was trying to get conference before and I couldn't get the conference, but I got the Eastern Conference pulled up here.
Right.
And the Metropolitan, hang on a second.
Which is the Rangers.
Yeah, not a lot of teams came out of the Metropolitan into the postseason this year, huh?
No.
You
go ahead.
Carolina?
Yeah.
It's got 111 points, and you get the Rangers. So apparently, based on what I'm looking at here on paper, the Rangers and the Hurricanes just beat the crap out of everybody else in the Metro, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have the Islanders sitting there waiting to see if they're going to make the playoffs or not. You got Washington and you got Philadelphia possibly. I think Philly still has a little bit of a chance, a very small chance.
So how many teams are making? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are locked up. 8 make it all together?
You got 8 teams, yeah.
Okay.
You got 6 and then 2 wild cards.
All right, we got to welcome in your boy from Arizona, who you were just talking about.
What up, man? How
Play
you
action.
doing?
What's happening?
Yeah,
Jeff,
good to see everybody.
Will you be buying a Stormin' Mormon jersey, Jeff, when the team packs up and gets the hell out of town?
I'm still crying. Wait a minute. I'm still in shock and mourning that my team is leaving. So I can't buy anything until I see the Beacons truck go into the night.
Yeah, I hear you.
Leave I can't confess to being the best Coyote fan. I probably was at like a little more than a dozen games throughout the time. I'm sorry. But when they moved it to the other side of town, I'm like, all right. So no, of course not. I'm sad today, guys. Sad.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they'll have another team there one day. You're gonna have
to. You know what? I looked at it this way. Bet 365 could melt my worries away.
Yeah.
Could I just get one in there real fast? Check it out. So look at the Minnesota Wild and the King. This is happening real quick here.
All right, hey, give it. But I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this up while you're giving it, because tonight.
Looking at total goals, make it so number one, as Captain Picard used to say, and put a little thing on that, and also if you're looking at some other stuff, what's his name? How do you say Kirill Kaprizov?
Kirill Kaprizov.
Kaprizov. That's why I love
the salad, the caprice.
The caprice. That's good.
Kirill the Thrill. They call him.
All right. See, and he's setting me straight, because this guy has scored at least one goal in 4 of the last Wild's 5 games. And so if you want to go ahead and take, if you're looking at money line, it could be the Wild, and I know it's the Kings. Kings can hold their own, but we're looking at some playoff hockey coming up, right?
Oh yeah.
So teams are going to play a little different.
Oh yeah.
So, and if I get one more,
so we broke. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, one more. So, Sharks Oilers. All right, so you probably are automatically, you guys, I'm sure you want to put the money line on the Oilers, but check it out. Each of the last 6 games following a loss for the Sharks, they've gone under on the total goals line. So that's for the Sharks. Bet on the Sharks for the under on the total goals. And then the same, if you want to look at the same game, I like to look at Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He scored a goal in 3 of the last Oilers' 4 games against the Sharks. So why not just put a little flyer on that guy, right?
There you go.
So that's enough from me.
Good stuff.
We broke that. So you take those to the bank, guys. Again, Caesars Sportsbook. Great promo. Bleacher Bet promo. It's got to beat you. So if you already have an account, we can't help you. But if you've never had an account and you want to get in on the fun, the action here, this is a great time to get in. Again, don't get carried away. Only do what you can afford to do. If you have a problem, stop and call 1-800-GAMBLER. You got to be 21 years or older. But, I mean, all these books and the 3 favorite have been voted on, Bet365, Caesars, and BetMGM so far. So go set up your new Caesars account tonight. Put whatever you want in, but they'll give you back the first bet if you lose. So we broke down the West, Looch. Let's get to the East here. All right. So Carolina and the Rangers in the Metro, and then possibly you're saying the Islanders. They got 90 points, right?
Yeah, you got the Islanders. You got the Penguins. They're still in it.
They got 86 points.
86 points. You got the Pittsburgh Penguins. You got the Philadelphia Flyers and the Red Wings that are sitting on the outside right now, looking in. So the Islanders are in right now, but they haven't clinched. But they are in a spot to get into playoffs.
And they scare you, don't they?
Yes, they do. The Rangers and the Islanders. The Islanders always play tough against the Rangers. Like I said, they had that game on Saturday, and they were beating the Rangers, and I was just like, oh boy, here we go with these freaking Islanders again. It was the same as that darn stadium series that I went to, where they were winning most of the game, and then the Rangers came back, tied it, and then won in OT. But it's basically the same as Saturday's game. It was almost like a replay of the stadium series. But yeah, I'm definitely worried about the Islanders if they get in. The Rangers have to play them. So right now, as we speak, the Rangers, if the playoffs were to start today, it would be Rangers and the Capitals, the Washington Capitals.
Okay.
Rangers are sitting on top of the Metro, and the Capitals are in a wild card, second wild card spot right now.
And they're limping in. They're 3-5-2 in their last 10.
Yeah, the Caps. You got Alex Ovechkin, obviously, and Charlie Lindgren, who was definitely a real good goalie there. And now in Washington, I really like Charlie Lindgren. And then you have in the Atlantic, you have the Bruins in the first spot in the Atlantic. And
we're not going to take them seriously, right? Because of what happened last year.
Yeah. No, they're still a good team, man. They still got 2 great goalies with Ullmark and I forget the other guy's name. Ullmark and drawing a blank.
Boston, I'll look it up, Looch. I have it all here. I have the rosters. So let's see here. Rosters, centers, left wings, right wings, defense, goalies. You said Ullmark and Swayman.
Swayman. Yep.
Jeremy
Swayman. Yep. So the Boston Bruins would be playing the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are in a wild card spot. The first wild card spot. The other series would be the Florida Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. That one is almost set. Probably, I think the percentage was like 93% that it's set. A lot of things would have to shift for that to not happen. Atlantic.
And these are what, like the 4 or 5 seeds? These will be, or 3, 4 seeds.
This is 2 and 3. You got Panthers are second in the Atlantic, and you have the Toronto Maple Leafs with Austin Matthews, who is just an unbelievable player. He's leading the league in goals scored. He's probably up close to, 67 goals, I think he's got, or something this year. I forget exactly how many he's got. Austin Matthews, if you could pull him up real quick, and you could see how many goals he's got.
Yeah, let me
But,
look in here. Let me
yeah,
see here.
that's so it would be Panthers and Montreal Maple Leafs. That would be a great game. That would be a great series.
69 goals for Austin
Yeah,
Matthews.
oh, that's ridiculous. And then the other series we have in the East would be the Carolina Hurricane and the New York Islanders. That would be the Metro second place team Hurricane and the Metro third place Islanders. But the Islanders, like I said, haven't clinched yet. There's only a few games left. I think we got 1 or 2 games left. The Islanders have, it looks like 2 games left.
How many are they supposed to play? 83? 82?
82 games.
Okay.
This season. Yep.
Yeah, it says here they've played 80 so far.
Yeah, so got 2 more games. I think they're pretty tough teams that they're playing too. I think Washington plays.
Yeah, I can tell you, buddy. I can tell you, I got it all right here, man. They got the let's see the what's the schedule. This is going back. They got the upcoming games. Penguins they play on the 17th.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one because the Penguins are looking to get in too. So, I mean, it's up in the air who the Rangers play. Really, they could play the Islanders. They could play, the Penguins, Capitals, or the Islanders. I mean, shit. That's a tough division there. I mean, the West is a real tough division, but the East is going to be interesting to watch without a doubt. Got a lot of good teams in the East.
Now, what happened? I was reading, I was skimming from a distance last week, and I saw a lot of articles in the New York papers, the Post specifically, about they gave me a bad vibe about the Rangers. Did they have a couple of bad games in a row or something that made the Post start ragging on them?
Yeah. They lost a couple in a row. They lost to the Flyers, and I think they lost to. I'm not exactly sure who the other team was. I know they lost to the Flyers. They had a rough game against the Flyers.
I can tell you who it was. Looch, hold on a second here. Let's see schedule. And there was a great video. Steven's gone now, so we won't get it. But I shared it on our social medias yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the Flyers and the Islanders.
Islanders, okay. Yeah, kind of thinking it was the Islanders.
And then they lost on April 1st to Pittsburgh. But they did. It says right here in the notes. This is crazy. This is the type of stuff that we're going to have. They lost 5-2, but each player was given 2 Mario Lemieux bobbleheads after the game.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. So, playoff hockey, man, right around the corner. Good stuff. Season ends on the 18th. That is a Thursday, I think it is. And then the playoffs start on Saturday, April 20th. So that's right around the corner. A lot of great games to watch coming up. And I will be having a playoff viewing party probably at my house for one of those games. I'm not sure what series. If the Rangers get to the second round, I'd like to have a little party at the house.
Like a watch party where you're actually broadcasting live also? We can get that done, man.
Sure. Yeah, we could do that. That's for sure. I got the outside set up. I'll get the TV out there and invite some people over and get it going, man.
Will Jimmy be on the invite list?
Yeah, no, he's not.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
I've sent him a few more texts, and I haven't heard anything back from him. So I'm figuring that might be a no, or just he's busy. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's okay.
You tell Jimmy the same thing Kobe said to me. Everybody's busy. You come every week.
Yeah.
So that's all. Just screw Jimmy if you don't want to come in. That's fine. We'll get Mike Richter instead.
Yeah, there you go.
You watching your Yankees, buddy?
Very little bit of the Yankees. I know they're doing good. What are they? A couple losses only?
Four, I
season?
think. I think four
four.
losses. They lost. They blew a game last night.
Yeah.
But how do you go on a baseball podcast and you're not even watching the Yankees?
Not yet. Once the hockey season's over, I'll start getting into the baseball a little bit more. It's a little tough to get through a full baseball game when you watch hockey all the time. It's just the excitement's not there for me. I don't know why. Listen, when I was a kid, I grew up watching baseball, and I loved the Yankees for forever. Lost a little touch with them after watching hockey, and it was just full force into hockey for a long time. But this year, I'll definitely watch some more baseball. I joined a fantasy baseball team, and that'll kind of help. Kind of, getting to know the players again.
So, hey, let's talk about what's coming up here the rest of this week for us on the Bleacher Brothers Show here. Tomorrow night, you get the Canelo fight coming up. You get some other fights coming up. So Nick the Flick will be in. I'm sure we'll talk some Yankees. We'll talk the Jets' new uniforms with Nick the Flick on Wednesday night. I got to pull the calendar up. We have to calendar these things now. On Wednesday night, Toby's sitting in with us, and we have Spencer Rich, FAU rock star center fielder, is going to be on with us. Bill Perkins is joining us from Top Fan Rivalry. And then on Thursday night, we've got Coach Ed Warner from FAU. He's the old line coach. This guy, if you saw the resume this guy has, Looch, of players that he's coached in college that have gone on to the NFL, and not only the resume, Rob, our partner, our attorney, Rob, he doesn't have the resume based by name. He has it based by millions. He's like, Ed's guys have made $76 million in the NFL. I'm like, holy crap, that's insane. But Ed Warner and then Looch, you'll be back on Thursday night, right?
Yeah.
All right, to really kick off the playoffs. So that's what we have on the books. And we've got stuff on the books for next week, the week after, the week after, the week after. Looch, it was 3 hours tonight, buddy. I know you didn't have to suffer through all that, but we had some great guys. I don't know how much of it you caught. I know you got other stuff to do, and that's why we scheduled you in late. But I think I gave Tom. I see your head's just sitting on the ice. I gave a little bit of an explanation. You're muted, Tom. Just FYI. I gave a little bit of an explanation on TBSN. And what the hell happened? Did I do that eloquently enough to explain it without saying too much, Tom? Okay. All right, cool. And then we had the hell did we have? We had Angel on. We had Jerry Diorio. White. What's that?
White. Gerald White.
Gerald White was on with us tonight. Coming up, we keep talking about these shows, and one that threw off, and of course, leave it to him to throw everything off here. And now it's gone. It's not even there anymore. I don't know. I'm having technical issues, but Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time, also eligible with Joe Q, where he's going to start to, look, the Kentucky Derby and the Triple Crown races start in just a few weeks. So Joe Q, every Saturday morning now, he's got his horse racing show from 10 to 11 o'clock every Saturday morning. So that'll be on 102.9. That'll be on RipTide when RipTide launches. It'll be on Facebook and X and YouTube and Twitch and LinkedIn and Rumble and Spot. I believe everything is going to Spotify now within 24 hours of it ending here too. It just seems like more work for me to put this crap on Spotify, but Joe's going to be looking at what did let Joe tell you? He's looking at 4 races on this week's show coming up. And Joe Q writes every single day. He hasn't written an article yet about the jockey with the best hair, Looch, but he writes every single day on horse racing. He puts his picks out there, and I think he's been on a little bit of a roll lately, and he's taken like Will Rogers Racetrack. I didn't even know that thing existed before a week or two ago, and now he's banging out winners all over the country from coast to coast. We also, I just have to work out the details, but we got the Daily Racing Form has some sort of sports book, and they're friends of ours too. I don't know all the limitations and where they go and what they have, but we're going to plug that in with everything that Joe does. What are you looking forward to tonight, Looch, when you get off here? But just winding down with the dog and watching the end of the Ranger game? Or?
Yeah, watching the end of the Ranger game. You got it, man. I think there's 8 games tonight, so I'll catch maybe 1 or 2 games, see what's on after the Ranger game. But and then we got 8 games tomorrow, 4 games on Wednesday, and 6 games on Thursday, and that would end the regular season.
But this is it for the Rangers tonight, right? Tonight is game 82, so they're done.
Yeah, I think they're up 2-1. I think the score's 2-0.
Are they? Where the heck is it?
Yeah,
I lost it. Yeah, 2-0. You need the box score. I give it to you.
Adam.
Second goal was Adam Fox.
Foxy. Yep.
Assisted by Kreider again, and somebody with a Z, Zibanejad.
Zibanejad,
yeah. And then Keiko. Am I saying it right? Keiko?
Kako, yeah.
Kako. He got 2 minutes for slashing at 7:03.
Capo Kako.
You want it? I can give it to you here, Mac. I got it all. The time of the game, Madison Square Garden, New York. I'll have the attendance later. I'll have the recap. All of that is coming to BleacherBrothers.com. And Looch, how long you been doing the hockey segment with us this season? Right? Did we do it last season or no?
I don't know. We did
little bit.
Some hockey. Yeah, I think it's been a little over a year. Yeah.
If you look at a little over a year ago on No Filter. Yeah. To where we are today,
right?
We did a lot of hard work, and we did this. We enjoy it. Looch is passionate about hockey. We're all passionate about. Joe's passionate about horse racing, and Tom is passionate about smoking and eating. And I don't even know what the hell this is, Looch. Can you tell me what the hell we're looking at? But yeah, no, it's been a fun ride, and we're just kind of getting started. So Thursday night, Looch will be back with another episode of Looch on Ice. Thank all of our guests. Thanks everybody that listened on the app, that watched online. We got through these first 3 hours, and we're gonna sign off. All right, you got anything left, Looch? And look at Jeff. He popped in, gave picks, and then got the hell out. What's up with that, man? We'll be back tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Nick the Flick will be in. We'll be talking combat sports. Until then, everybody have a great night, and we will catch you on the other side. All right?
All right. Peace out, Pete.